Did you miss out on that big football game last week? Can't get rid of that head cold? Want to get away from it all?
CBS offers you Escape.
You are groping your way slowly through the dark hold of a ship at sea, moving carefully, step by step, searching intently for something you dread to find, because you know that this ship carries a cargo of death.
The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations presents Escape, produced and directed by William N. Robeson, and carefully plotted to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
Tonight we escape to a harbor front in Venezuela, and a grim voyage that started there, as told by Martin Storm in his gripping story, A Shipment of Mute Fate.
I stopped on the wharf at La Guaira and looked up the gangplank toward the liner Chan Cay, standing quietly there at her moorings. The day was warm under a bright tropic sun, and the harbor beyond the ship lay drowsy and silent. But all at once, in the midst of these peaceful surroundings, a cold chill gripped me, and I shivered with sudden dread. Dread of the thing I was doing and was about to do. But too much had happened to turn back now. I'd gone too far to stop. Well, I set the box down on the edge of the wharf, placed it carefully so as to be in plain sight and within gunshot of the captain's bridge. And then I turned and started up the gangplank. I knew what I was going to do, but I couldn't forget that a certain pair of beady eyes were watching every move I made. Eyes that never blinked and never closed, just watched and waited.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Why, it's Mr. Warner.
Hello, Mother Willis. How's the best-looking stewardess on the Seven Seas?
Well, I'm fine, Mr. Warner. I guess better run along now. Get on with my chores.
Now, wait a minute. That's a fine greeting after 2 months.
Well, it's just that I'm so busy.
I don't believe a word of it. Sailing day's tomorrow. You're simply avoiding me, that's all.
Oh, no, really, I'm not.
And on the trip down from New York, you said I was your favorite passenger.
But I'm only...
Here, wait a minute. What's that you're carrying in your apron there?
Oh, it's nothing. Just supplies.
Supplies? Well, let's have a look, huh?
No, please.
What do you know? It's a cat.
It's Clara, Mr. Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bowman said I had to leave her ashore, and I just couldn't.
Who's Mr. Bowman?
The new chief steward.
Oh.
Clara's been aboard with me for 2 years, and I just can't leave her here in a foreign country, especially with her condition so delicate and all.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I hope you get away with it.
You won't tell anyone?
Not a soul. As a matter of fact, if things don't work out right, we may both end up smuggling.
Most happy to have you on board on the trip down 2 months ago, Christopher. I'm very glad you're coming along with us on the run back to New York.
Thanks, Captain Wood. There is one thing, though. I'm having a little trouble with the customs men here, and I wondered if you might...
I can't do it, Christopher. I just cabled your father this morning. Told him I'd done it for you if I possibly could. He sent a request from New York, you know.
Yeah, I thought he would. I wired him from upriver last week.
I hate to refuse, but it's absolutely out of the question.
Well, Captain Wood, I'm afraid I don't follow you there.
Responsibility to the passenger, son. We'll have women and children aboard. On a liner, the safety of the passengers comes ahead of anything.
But with proper precautions.
Something might happen. I don't know what, but something might.
You've carried worse things.
There isn't anything worse. And any skipper afloat will bear me out. No, Christopher, I simply can't take the chance, and that's final.
Final? Well, it wasn't final if I could do anything about it. I hadn't come down here to spend 2 months in that stinking backcountry and then be stopped on the edge of the wharf. 2 months of it. Heat, rain, insects, malaria. I'd gone clear in past the headwaters of the Orinoco, traveled through country where every step along the jungle trail might be the last one. Oh, Sanchez.
Si, Senor Warner.
We better start looking for a place to camp. It'll be dark in a little while.
Si, Senor. Very soon we turn to river. Camp on rocks by water. This very bad country.
This very bad country. You've been saying that for 10 days now. Very bad country.
Well, si, Senor Warner. This very bad country.
Yeah, we'll skip it. For all the luck we've had so far, it might as well be Central Park.
Central Park? I don't understand.
Well, never mind. If we don't find some... Here, what's the matter? Quiet now. Sanchez, what's wrong?
They're in the path. See? Bushmaster.
Bushmaster. The deadliest snake in the world. Bushmaster. Its Latin name was Lachesis muta. Mute fate. It lay there in the center of the path, a 10-foot length of silent death, coiled loosely in an undulant loop, ready to strike violently at the least movement. Here was the one snake that would go after any animal that walked, or any man. It lay there and watched us, not moving, not afraid, ready for anything. The splotch of its colors stood out like some horrible, gaudy floor mat lying there on the brown background of the jungle, waiting for someone to step on it. Here was what I'd come 2,000 miles for, a Bushmaster. Sanchez! I didn't want that snake killed.
He no kill, Senor. He gone. Bushmaster very smart, very quick. Must always see bullet in time to dodge.
Well, anyway, he's gone, and the only one we've seen in 5 weeks.
Oh, we find other. This very bad country.
Well, lay off that gun the next time. Don't shoot, you understand?
Why you say no shoot? You want Bushmaster.
Sure, but I want it alive.
Hombre sacristo. Senor Warner, you tell me you want Bushmaster, but you no say alive.
You're getting $200 for it.
For dead man, what is $200? Tomorrow we go back to Caracas.
I'll make it 500, Sanchez.
I catch water snake, rattlesnake, any other kind. But I no catch Bushmaster.
Sanchez, I'll give you $1,000.
We go back to Caracas.
Well, it cost me 1,500 American dollars. But 3 days later, Sanchez brought me the snake in a rubber bag. He was shaking so hard, I thought for a moment the thing had struck him.
One thing you make sure, Senor Warner. Not turn him loose in Venezuela. Because he know I the one who catch him. And he know where I live.
All right, Sanchez, I'll keep an eye on him.
También he know you pay me to catch him. All the time he watch and wait. You no forget that, Senor Warner. Because he no forget. Not ever.
Well, after going through all that trouble and danger and laying out $1,500, I wasn't going to let a pig-headed ship captain stop me at the last minute. At least not as long as the cables were still in operation between La Guaira and New York. Morning, Captain Wood. The boy at the hotel said you wanted to see me.
That's right, Christopher. Sit down.
Thank you.
It seems you weren't willing to let matters stand the way we left them yesterday.
Well, sorry to go over your head, Captain Wood, but I had to. The museum sent me all the way down here for it. And I'm not going to be stopped by red tape. This will be the only live Bushmaster ever brought to the United States.
Yes, and if I had my way, but... well, orders are orders. I got a cable from the head office this morning. All right. I suppose we talk about precautions.
I'll handle it any way you say.
Got to have a stronger box. That crate's too flimsy.
Well, it's stronger than it looks. And that wire screen on top would hold a wildcat. But anyway, I bought a heavy sea chest this morning. I will put the crate inside of it.
Sounds all right. You got a lock on it?
Heavy padlock. It's fixed so that the lid can be propped open a crack without unlocking it. The snake's got to have air.
But in dirty weather, that lid stays shut. I'll take no chances.
Fair enough.
I will keep the thing in my inside cabin where I sleep. I can't have it in the baggage room. And nobody on board's to know about it.
Whatever you say, Captain. But we won't have any trouble. After all, it's only an animal. It doesn't have any magical powers.
I saw a Bushmaster in the zoo at Caracas once. Had it in a glass cage with double walls. It'd never move. Just lay there. Look at you as long as you were in sight. Gave a man the creeps.
I didn't know they had a Bushmaster at the Caracas Zoo.
They don't. Now. Found the glass broken one morning and the snake gone. Night watchman was dead. They never found out what happened.
Well, the watchman must have broken the glass by accident some way.
The way they figured it, the glass was broken from the inside. Well, we sail in 4 hours.
We steamed north into the Caribbean with perfect weather and a sea as smooth as an inland lake. The barometer dropped a little on the third day, but cleared up overnight and left nothing worse than a heavy swell. But in spite of the calm seas and the pleasant weather, I found myself feeling more and more often an ominous foreboding. I was developing an almost unnatural fear of that snake. Well, I stayed clear of the passengers pretty much. Got the habit of dropping into Captain Wood's quarters several times a day. He kept the heavy box underneath his berth. I'd approach it quietly and shine my flashlight through the open crack. Never once could I catch that 12-foot devil asleep, or even excited. He'd be lying there, half-coiled, his head raised a little, staring out of those beady black eyes, waiting. He'd still be like that when I'd turn away to leave. Maybe that's what bothered me, that horrible and constant watchful waiting. What in the name of heaven was he waiting for?
Well, hello there, Mr. Warner.
Oh, how are you, Mother Willis?
Aye, but you and the captain spend an awful lot of time around this cabin. I'm beginning to think the two of you must have some guilty secret.
Oh, no, nothing like that, Mother Willis. I don't know about Captain Wood, but I certainly don't have any guilty secret. Well, she's running quite a swell out there, Mr. Bowman.
Yeah, it's a little heavy, all right, Mr. Warner. Guess a storm passed through to the west of us yesterday when the glass dropped.
Think it missed us then, huh?
Yeah, that's what the mate figures. Sure stirred up some water, though.
This'll put half the passengers in their bunks.
Makes it great for my department. 2/3 of them will want a steward to hold their heads.
They'll keep Mother Willis so busy she'll have... Wait, look at the size of that wave.
Huh? The great Jehoshaphat! We're gonna take it on the port bow! Hang on!
Well, that was a freak if there ever was one. Not another wave in sight.
You see them like that sometimes, even in a calm sea. Well, I gotta get below, Mr. Warner. That water probably did some damage on the officer's deck.
Yeah, I suppose it... What did you say?
The wheel companionway was open on the port side. Bridge cabins must have taken a pretty bad smashing up. They're right below the, Here, is something wrong, Mr. Warner?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Bowman. At least I hope not. I looked first for Captain Wood and couldn't find him. Of course, I knew it was only one chance in 1,000, but the chances against that freak wave were 1 in 1,000, too. Well, I couldn't waste any more time, so I stumbled down the companionway and along the passage to the captain's cabin.
Oh, come on in, Mr. Warner.
Mother Willis.
Why, isn't this cabin a mess? Trying to get some of these things out to dry.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to check. Where's that box that was under the captain's bunk?
Threw it out on that.
But where? We didn't know. It was nearly dark when we met together again in the chart room.
I don't get the thing at all. There's no other way around it. We've risked all the time we can. We've got to warn the passengers.
Well, how'll we do it, Captain? Call them all together in the lounge?
No, if we did anything like that, we'd be asking for a panic.
We'll get one, whether we ask for it or not.
Pick a few men and go through the cabin decks. Tell them individually, inside their cabins. Watch for any act that looks as though it might cause trouble. And we'll keep an eye on them. Handle the crew the same way.
Right,
All right, Captain.
okay.
We'll take care.
Now, as soon as you've finished, arm all the deck officers and start searching again. Our only chance of preventing a riot is to find that damnable snake.
The slow nightmare that followed grew worse by the hour. None of us slept. All the ship's officers not on duty kept on with that endless search. Passengers locked themselves in their cabins or huddled together in the lounges, knowing all the time that no spot on board could be called safe. Fear was a heavy fog in the lungs of all of us, and every light on the vessel burned throughout the night. Morning came and brought no relief. Terror and tension mounted by the hour.
There now, Mrs. Crane, stop getting yourself all worked up and go back to your cabin. The horrid thing's probably crawled overboard anyway.
You're just saying that. You're paid to say it. You don't know. Nobody does.
Now, everything's going to be all right.
Oh, if you could only do something. If all of us could only get off the ship. They could fumigate it. Yes, That's what we've got to do. We've got to get off the ship.
Now, wait. Mr. Bowman. Mr. Bowman, she's going to jump.
No, you don't, lady.
Let me go. Let me go.
Nice,
Let me go.
nice work, Mr. Bowman. Get her down to her cabin. Whatever you do, don't turn her loose.
Well, you never know when it might strike you. You can't put on a coat or move a chair without risking your life. Now, something's got to be done. It might be right here in this lounge.
All right, mister. You better quiet down. Take it easy.
Take it easy, huh? Well, you're a great officer. Why don't you do something about it? That thing might be crawling around here right under our feet somewhere.
Look, I said shut up. Are you trying to start a panic?
I got a right to talk. I don't want to die. Nobody's going to tell me what...
The second night passed, and morning came around again. A gray and rainy day, just as grim and tense, dragged past, and the night came down again. Third night of the terror. Again, every light burned, and the whole ship seethed in the throes of incipient panic. Faced by a horror they'd never met on the sea before, crew and officers alike were on the verge of revolt. Passengers sat huddled in a trance-like stupor, ready to scream at the slightest unknown sound. At 7 bells, I made my way forward to the chart room and found Captain Wood bent over a desk.
Hello, Christopher. Come on in. Sit down.
Well, it's got to be somewhere, Captain Wood. It's got to be.
I don't know. You could search this ship for 6 months and never touch all the places aboard. We can only hold out for 2 more days. We'll be in.
What's the Home Office say?
Oh, here's the latest wireless from them. Keep quiet and keep coming. What else can we do? How is it on the decks?
Pretty bad. Anything could happen.
Yeah, that's why I took the guns away from the men. 1 pistol shot and we'd have a riot on our hands.
Oh, the whole thing's my fault, Captain Wood. That's what I can't forget.
Oh, take it easy, lad.
There was only some way I could pay for it myself, alone.
No, I know how you feel, but it's no more your fault than mine or the man who asked you to bring the snake back alive. Nobody planned this. You'd better try and get a little sleep.
Sleep?
Mr. Bowman made some coffee down in the steward's galley a while ago. You better go down and get yourself a cup, and then rest up for a couple of hours.
Rest? I can't rest.
Christopher, it's no good going... What are you going to do? You can't help anything if you stumble through a hatch half asleep and break your neck. Go on and get some coffee. One way or another, we've got to hold out for 2 more days.
The light was on in the steward's galley, and the coffee pot was standing on the stove. It was still warm, so I didn't bother to heat it. I poured out a cup, carried it over, and set it on the porcelain tabletop in the center of the room. I started to light a cigarette. The door of the pan cupboard beneath the sink was standing slightly ajar, and I happened to glance down toward it. Out from the dark interior of the cupboard shone 2 glittering points of light 2 inches apart. I dropped the cigarette and moved slowly backward. I'd found the Bushmaster. As I moved, the snake slid out of the cupboard in a single sinuous glide and drew back into a loose coil on the galley floor, never taking his eyes off me. I moved slowly back, waiting any moment for that deadly slithering strike. How had he known it was me? He'd stayed quiet when Bowman was here. How did he know to pick the first time in 3 days when I didn't have a gun? Well, my hands touched the wall behind me and I stopped. Only then I realized in terror what I'd done. The call button and the door were on the far side of the room. I'd backed into a dead end. I stared at the snake in fascination, expecting any moment the ripping slash of those poison fangs. The horrid coils tightened a little, and then were still again. 10 million years of evolution to produce this moment. Homo sapiens versus Lachesis muta. Man against mute fate, and all the odds were on fate. I knew then that I was going to die. I could feel the sweat run down between the painted wall and the palms of my hands pressed against it. My skin crawled and twitched, and the pit of my stomach was as cold as ice. There was no sound but the rush of blood in my ears. The snake shifted again, drawing into a tighter coil, always tighter. Why the devil didn't he get it over with? And then, for just an instant, his head veered away. Something moved over by the stove. I didn't dare turn to look at it. Slowly, it moved out into my line of vision. There was a cat. That scrawny cat Clara that Mother Willis had sneaked aboard in La Guaira. Its back was arched and every hair stood on end. It moved stiff-legged now, walking in a half circle around the snake. The bushmaster shifted slowly and kept watching the cat. He tightened. He was going to strike at any second. He struck and missed. The cat was barely out of reach. Now she was walking back and forth again. She was asking to die. Missed again, by a fraction of an inch. He was striking now without even going to a full coil. Missed. Again and again. Always missing by the barest margin. Each time the cat danced barely out of reach, and each time she countered with one precise spat of a dainty paw, bracing her skinny frame on three stiff legs. And then suddenly I realized what she was doing. The bushmaster was tiring, and one strike was just an instant slow. But in that split second, sharp claws raked across the evil head and ripped out both of the lidless eyes. That cat had deliberately blinded the snake. Well, he didn't bother to coil now, but slid after her in a fury, striking wildly and rapidly, always missing, and every strike was a little slower than the last one. Until finally, as the snake's neck stretched out at the end of a strike, the cat made one leap and sank her razor-sharp teeth just back of the ugly head, sank them in until they crunched bone. With tooth and claw she clung as the monstrous snake flailed and lashed on the floor, striving to get those hideous coils around her, trying to break her hold, to shake off the slow and certain paralyzing death that gradually crept over him and at last stilled his struggles forever. I took a deep breath. The first in minutes. The cat lay on her side on the floor, panting, resting from the fight just over. And she had a right to rest. That mangy, brave, beautiful alley cat had just saved my life. And maybe others as well. But as I turned toward the stove, I suddenly became very humble. And I knew all at once what a small thing a human being really is. I and others aboard were still alive only by the merest accident. There were 3 reasons why that cat had fought and killed the world's deadliest snake. And those 3 reasons came tottering out from under the stove on shaky little legs. 3 kittens with their eyes bright with wonder and their tails stiff as pokers. Up on the decks, hundreds of passengers were waiting for the news that the days and nights of terror were ended. Well, I could wait a little longer. I pulled open the doors of the cabinet, found a can of milk. And then I dropped down on my knees on the floor of the galley.
Escape is produced and directed by William N. Robeson, and tonight brought you A Shipment of Mute Fate by Martin Storm, adapted for radio by Les Crutchfield, with Jack Webb as Chris Warner, Raymond Lawrence as Captain Wood, and D.J. Thompson as Mother Willis. The special musical score was conceived and conducted by Cy Fure. Next week,
at this same time, when you're tired from a hard day at the office, or leaning over a hot stove all day, when you want to get away from it all, CBS again offers you Escape.
Good night, then, until this same time next week, when CBS again brings you Escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks. Daddy, played by Hanley Stafford, has a golf appointment with his boss this morning, and he's promised to meet him on the golf course, rain or shine. As our scene opens, Daddy's alarm clock is calling insistently.
Okay. Oh, boy, am I tired.
Hello,
Daddy. Here. I made you some coffee.
Coffee? Looks like plain water to me.
Make believe, Daddy. Make believe it's coffee.
All right, it's coffee.
Drink it.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful coffee, Snooks.
You like it? I'll make some more.
No, don't go to any more trouble, Snooks.
It ain't no trouble, Daddy. I got it from the goldfish bowl.
What?
Ain't it good coffee?
Oh, what's the matter with you, Snooks? Is that all you could think of to give me for breakfast? Water from the goldfish bowl?
I was only playing house, Daddy.
Well, that's no way to play. No child makes a father drink the water from a goldfish bowl.
I did.
Now, don't get smart. Snooks, I'd just like to go for one whole day without giving you a spanking.
All right, Daddy. I'll let you.
Go back to bed.
Why?
Because it's too early for you to be up.
Why are you up?
Well, I have a golf appointment, and I've got to hurry.
Will you read me the funny?
No, I haven't got time.
Why?
Because I'm going to play golf.
Who is Daddy?
With my boss. And it's very important that I be there on time. He gets very mad if I'm late.
Who does?
My boss.
Who's he?
He's the man I work for. Get out of my way. I got to hurry and wash.
Oh, read me the funny.
No, now go back to bed this instant.
If you don't read me the funny, your boss is going to get mad.
Well, why should my boss be mad?
Because you'll be late.
Snooks. Who teaches you these wonderful tricks?
Nobody. I make them up.
Oh, you're looking for a spanking this morning.
Oh, read me the funny.
I will not. Now, if you waste another second of my time, I'll tan you good. Now, stay out of the bathroom till I get through.
What you going to do, Daddy?
I'm going to shave. I don't want you bothering me.
Why?
Because I'm late already. I should have left 10 minutes ago.
Where you going?
To play golf.
Who is?
I told you, you're my boss.
Who's he?
Snooks, if you ask me one more question, I'll jump in the bathtub and drown myself.
Let me run the water, Daddy.
Oh. And they think they got trouble in Europe.
Huh?
Nothing. Get out of here and let me shave.
I want to watch.
Oh, Snooks. How can you be so nasty to your poor old daddy? I work like a slave to see that you have everything, and you won't let me have just a little fun. What's so funny about it?
You sound like Mommy.
Well, never mind that. Mommy's up in the country enjoying herself while I... Holy smoke. You want to do something for Daddy, Snooks?
What's the matter, Daddy?
Listen, Mommy called last night and told me to order a bathing suit for her. I'll be on the golf course, so you call the store as soon as it opens.
All right.
Now, listen carefully. Order a bathing suit. Large girl size, salmon color, fastened by one large pearl button with 2 little holes in it. Can you remember that?
Uh-huh.
Now, have it charged to me. Just tell them who I am, and it'll be all right. Now, what are you going to say?
I want a large bathing suit for a girl fastened in it with a pearl salmon. Just tell me who I am, and I'll be all right.
Not pearl salmon, button.
Uh-huh.
Button.
Button. Who's got the button? Let's play, Daddy.
I have no time to play. Will you order that suit?
What suit?
What did I just ask you to do?
You want a large swimming hole with a pearl-colored girl and 2 salmons in it.
No.
A little swimming suit for a large salmon.
What are you talking about?
For a girl with no buttons.
Forget it. If she wants to swim, let her wear an apron. Well, I gotta finish shaving. Oh, brother, I'll never make it.
Make what, Dad?
My appointment.
Where are you going?
I told you 50 times to play golf.
Who is?
My boss.
Who's he?
The man I work for.
Oh. I want to go with you.
Oh, you can't go with me.
Why?
Because you drive me crazy on a golf course.
Then read me the funny.
No, look out. I'm going to get my clubs and get out of here fast. Where are my clubs? Well, I know I left them in this closet.
I think I'll go to bed now.
Snooks, you wait a minute. Where are my golf clubs?
If I tell you, will you take me with you?
No.
Then I don't know where they are. Goodbye.
Come here. All right, tell me where they are and I'll take you.
You promise, Dad?
Yes, I promise. Where are my clubs?
I gave them to the junk man yesterday.
What for?
For a stack of funny papers.
You little...
Don't leave, folks. Baby Snooks and Daddy will be back later on in the program, and you'll meet them on the golf course.
Cost me $2 to rent these broken-down clubs, and then I find the boss didn't wait for me. I'll probably get fired, too. Come on, let's get out of here.
Aren't you going to play golf, Daddy?
No use going out without... Oh, wait a minute. I might as well play 9 holes. I paid my green fees and rented the clubs. But I'll play only on one condition, Snooks. You must remain absolutely quiet when I go to hit the ball.
I promise, Daddy.
All right. Let me get a ball out of the bag.
Here's one, Daddy.
Where'd you get that, Snooks?
I found it when we was walking over here.
Oh. Are you sure it was lost?
Uh-huh. I seen the man looking for it.
Oh, well. I'll turn it in later. Now, stand back. I want to take a practice swing with this driver. Not bad, eh? How do you like my form, Snooks?
I think you're very pretty, Daddy.
All right. Now I'm going to start. Now, don't get too close.
What you doing?
I'm putting the ball on the tee.
Is that tea? Looks like dirt.
It is dirt.
You said it was tea.
I know I did, but this tea isn't the same as the tea you drink.
Why?
Because one is a beverage and the other is ground.
I thought coffee was ground.
Coffee is ground, but this is a different tea and a different ground. Does that answer your question?
I didn't ask you nothing.
Well, don't. Now, keep quiet and let me hit the ball.
All right. Daddy!
What is it?
Where you going to hit it to?
You see that flag way down there?
Is today a holiday?
No, today's not a holiday.
Then why have they got all the flags here?
Those flags indicate the position of the green.
What green?
Where the hole is. Wherever you see a flag, there's a hole.
Then why don't they fix it?
Fix what?
The hole in the flag.
The flag hasn't got a hole in it. The green has a hole in it.
Why?
So I can crawl in and pull it over my head. Now stop that yelling. Now move back a little. And don't make a sound. You just watch the ball when I hit it.
All right, Daddy.
Now, head down, right hand over. Bring the club back slowly.
Daddy!
Oh, what is it now?
Why don't you hit the ball?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Now, why are you putting the stick around your neck?
Oh, leave me alone. How will I ever shoot a par?
Huh?
I'm trying to shoot a par.
Whose par you going to shoot, Daddy?
Nobody's par. I said par, not par. The object of the game is to shoot par.
Why don't you shoot more, Daddy?
Now, don't give me ideas. Now, just let me drive off this first tee. People are all staring at us.
All right.
Now, don't make a sound. Now, here I go. Knees bent. Left shoulder down. Eye on the ball.
You missed it, Daddy.
Tough course. Well, I guess this rented driver's no good. Oh, I wish I had a brassy.
Why?
Well, this cheap outfit only has 5 sticks. I usually carry 10.
Why?
Because I need them. Hagen has about 20. Alex Morrison has 24. Charlie Lacey has 26,
And all of us have 31 except February, which has 28. Ain't I smart, Daddy?
Yeah, you're very smart. Now, keep quiet for 2 minutes and let me hit this ball. Now, stand back. Eye on the ball. Firm grip. Right hand over. Come back slowly. Well, go ahead and talk if you're going to.
I ain't going to talk, Daddy.
Okay. Back slowly.
Daddy!
Oh, why did you do that?
I want to hit the ball.
Wait till we get off this first tee, and then I'll let you hit it. Now, keep quiet. I'm going to cloud it. Oh, where'd it go, Snooks? I didn't see it.
Right under your foot.
Guess I'm a little off my game. I never played so badly before.
Have you ever played before, Daddy?
Yes, I played before, Daddy. Come on, let's walk down the fairway a little. These people watching me make me nervous.
Ain't you going to hit the ball, Daddy?
Yes, as soon as we get a little close to the hole. Now, come on. Walk fast, Snooks.
All right.
I'm going to drop the ball right here. I'll drop it over my shoulder so I won't be cheating. Now, this is about a 4-iron shot. Head down.
Head down.
Find the ball.
Find the ball.
Sway the head.
Sway the head.
Back slow.
Back
Oh,
slowly.
stop that. Just turn around for 1 second. That's it. Now.
Did you hit it, Daddy?
And how? Carried over 60 yards, straight as an arrow. Except it's a little out of bounds.
Is that good?
Not bad. Now, come on. I don't want to lose that ball.
Let me hit it, Daddy.
In a minute. I think the ball went out right about here.
Here's the ball, Daddy. I found it.
Oh, what a bad lie. Why, nobody but a professional could make this shot to the green.
Let me do it, Daddy.
All right, go ahead, you little smart Alec. I bet you won't even move the ball an inch. Take this club.
Which way shall I hit it?
Well, you see that flag? Aim for that. Now, just keep your head down and your eye on the ball and...
Don't
keep
tell
your...
me, don't tell me. I want to hit it myself.
I'll go ahead.
Stand back, stand back.
Well, I'll be... What a shot. Dead to the pin.
No good?
Why, it's a miracle. Come on, let's see how close it is.
All right.
Why, Snooks, look at that ball. 4 inches from the cup.
What do I have to do now, Daddy?
Make it go in that little hole. Oh, what are you yelling about?
Why didn't you tell me when we were back there?
Ah, come on, we're going home.
Hey there, good morning, weirdos. How you doing? Wow, it's me, crazy old weird bearded guy, or Cowabig, as the abbreviated version. Well, I'm here. It looks as though I already have a special guest. Hello, Susie. How are you? How you doing this morning? I am wiped out. I would imagine the sun is already up over there in Florida. If I am correct. I hope you can hear me. I've got the air conditioner on because I do live in the desert, and even though it is 5 in the morning, it's already getting warm. So I'm going to have the air conditioner on during the duration of the next couple of seasons, probably. Totally. Oh, the coffee is hot. The bong loads are plentiful. And I am completely destroyed from last night. My daughter took me out for the third week in a row to see a concert. And man, I am just totally blown away. Totally blown away. We'll work backwards to the evening from this morning. I got to get a bit of coffee in me first before I can really delve into the whole thing. But I do have my special T-shirt on for this morning. This is my concert shirt from last night. The Motion City soundtrack group is fantastic live. They are one in a million. I'm gonna do this little thing here that I like to do with my cameras, and see if I can get this. There we go. There you go. So this one here. There you go. Everything is A-okay. Deadly. Awesomeness. Awesome sauce, or as my sister would say, and then get auto-corrected, husband sauce, right? Well, how's everybody doing out there? I am totally... Man, I am just walking on clouds again. I can't believe... I can't believe. I mean, I got up at 4. Actually, I got up at 3 minutes to 4 a.m. I opened my eyes and stared into the world and grabbed my phone and went, shit, I couldn't have slept 3 more minutes. You know, I mean, come on. I got to get up before the... I got no sleep, and I got to get up 3 minutes before the alarm. And I don't even have time to snooze because I got to get everything set up and be on here by 4:20 running some kind of test show to make sure that my signal is, my stream is strong, as the urologist would ask. Is your stream strong? Okay, so like last night we pulled in on our street at exactly 1:30 a.m. we pulled up. And by 2 a.m. I was laying in bed with a movie on, and I did a couple of bong hits, and by 2:20 I was trying real hard, probably trying too hard to go to sleep. Oh man. So roll back even further, and we're at In and Out right before midnight, which is like amazing. Usually we don't get to In and Out after a show until about 1. And then we're home at like 2:30 or 3, or it's just crazy. And then of course we probably could have been home earlier last night, probably by 1, but we ran into this big chunk of traffic on the 10, closing everything down to 1 lane so they can do construction. So and then we flash back all the way to the beginning of the day, right? Totally beginning of the day. I woke up at about noon after having probably gotten about 8 hours sleep. Forced myself to get 8 hours sleep, and then woke up, had some breakfast, and then laid back down for another couple of hours just to get a little more rest in these old bones. Yeah, here's my cane. This cane can attest. This thing supported me most of the night when I was up wiggling around. So we get out of town. We leave the house at like 2 o'clock. We grab a burrito, Taco Bell. We get some gas. We head the fuck out of town. So my daughter and I, cruising down the freeway, and make just excellent time and get to LA to this venue before 4 o'clock, right? And we're like super early out there in what the hell was this place called? We're out in the city, okay? And it was city-like. I got tons and tons of pictures. I mean, you wouldn't believe the amount of pictures I took. Of course, I haven't had time to download anything, so we're gonna have to imagine. I do have props though, so as we go on, I will bring out some props, right? So there we are in LA at this place right downtown, where the what stadiums were there? LA Live, the Convention Center. And we're trying to find parking for the Novo, right? N-O-V-O, Novo. Never heard of it. Never been out into this area specifically. And we're trying to find parking. And we probably spend a good hour just poking around the area. Of course, we get there early, so we got plenty of time to kill. And so it's like, well, this parking is timed. And she finally figures out on the map that we coordinate the map with the live map and overlay and stuff. And she's like, okay, it looks like this is where we want to go. So we go to this place, and it's closed up. So we sit and we wait and we wait and we wait and we wait and wait. So I finally say, well, why don't you go over and talk to that guy over there in that shed? And I'm trying to get my daughter to get out and, see people and meet people and talk to people and do things. Don't be afraid to ask somebody for help, and don't be afraid to talk to that person. And so I'm trying to get her out there to do. So I send her over there, go talk to this guy, find out what's up. Well, she finds out that we're across the street from where we should be. So we hitch it and get it over across the street and get in and park where we could have parked from minute one. So we park and we hoof it up the escalators and find the Novo and the line, and there's like nobody in the line. So we wander around and we look for some food, and we can't really find anything. So we use the restrooms to get cleaned up, and I put my daughter in the line, and I walk over to Fixin's. Fixin's, I get another prop. So we go over to Fixin's, which is a soul food kitchen, right? Not the kind of soul food that I'm used to. This is more like corporate soul food. It was good food, but it wasn't like stuff that Mama's been cooking in the kitchen all day long, kind of soul food stuff that I remember having back in the 70s. Back in South Central and Watts, Crenshaw area, you drive by this place and it's a house, and you walk into and the living room is a dining hall, and the kitchen has got Mom and a couple of kids in the back there cooking food, and it's just like the best food ever, the best cornbread you've ever had. It's just to die for. So anyway, we get Fixin's, and we get some chicken tenders and fries, and we sit down in line, and she and I eat again. We had a burrito on the way out, and then we got there and we had the chicken, and we sat in line, and then we got pulled out of line and put into the fast pass line, because she got the fast pass because she wanted to get in there and get right to she wanted to get up into the balcony and then get right down into the front of the balcony, so she's looking over the rail, the spit range area. So we get there, and the general admission that she'd pay for is up higher. It's a good seat. We got a clear shot of the stage, but it's not right on the rail that she wanted. She's like, okay, whatever. So we sit down, and it's just a great small venue, the Novo in LA. Just a really bitchin' small. The whole balcony has got these great comfortable theater seats, right? And then down on the floor, it's all general standing. So it's just a great place to have either or. You want to sit down, or you want to go down here and dance the night away, or do you want to stand back here and sit at the bar and watch the show? I mean, it was like a, bar on every level. Just a fantastic venue. I mean, it was really, really awesome. So we're there, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, right? Because I'm gonna I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna smoke my little thing here, and I'm gonna get high in the bathroom, which is what I do. So I take my little sneak toke here and poke it and fill it up, and then I take little hits, and blow it up into the vent, or flush the toilet and blow it into the toilet. What are you gonna do, eh? Tell some old guy that he can't kill his pain? Go ahead. I'll say, all right, well, thanks a lot, appreciate it. I'll be moving along. And the bathroom attendants and security were kind of giving me the funny face. But what are you gonna do? I take this cane with me, and I hobble around with this cane, right? And you're gonna harass some old guy because he might have smoked a hit of weed? I don't think so. So I don't usually worry too much about it. I take the shit in with me. I got keys attached to me, so that, and I can't take the keys off because I got arthritis, right? So the keys have to stay there, dangling right over where I've got my pot. So they're gonna buzz me, and they don't usually give me too much trouble because, like I said, I look old, and I hobble, and they got to let me take my water in because I'm old and I got medication. You got to let me take my medication. You can't charge me for water to take my medication. That's illegal. So yeah. So we get in. They let us up in there, right? And we're up in there, and we're with these really bitchin' seats, right? And I hoof it on down to the bathroom just in time for the first act to start. And it's like, as I'm taking off to go to the bathroom, they're like walking up on stage, and it's like, okay, so I shoot over there, I take a couple of hits, come running back to hear the first song, and they're just wow. Yeah, I mean, these four girls, four girls were just fucking phenomenal. Okay. Blew me away. Just totally, my whole night was like, whoa. All right. There's this girl, Nadi, 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 and I think that's how it's spelled. And she's on the drums, right? And she's just, I couldn't take my eyes off her, right? She was just infecting my brain. And then she was a phenomenal backup singer to boot. The singer, this whole band was like a total throwback, all right? I'm like, is this 70s or is this 80s? Because this ain't 90s or now. I mean, this is just not. This is like, the guitar licks this girl was playing was so fucking old school, right? The bass player had a phenomenal voice, and she just had some great parts. And the lead singer was just off the map. I mean, she was like old school rock and roll type stuff. Heart, Airplane, just, oh man, yeah. So they do this set, and I'm just blown away. I got to do a bong hit here. Anybody want to join me? Right? So they get through, and they did, how many songs did they do? They did like 5 or 6 songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs. And, wow. 6 songs, and they totally blew me away. Who was it, drummer Nadi? She says, okay, so we've got merchandise out there, you know, and we'll see you out there at the merchandise, right? And I'm like, huh? Fangasm. And you know me, I don't hold back anymore. I was talking to my daughter last night on the way home, and I told her, you know what? Is it possible to change yourself from an introvert to an extrovert? Because that's what I did. I was a manic depressive introvert, and now I'm an outgoing, happy-go-lucky outrovert. And can I do that? And she's like studying psychology right now, so I'm throwing this at her. And she's like, I don't know. Joey, what's up, Joey? I am so freaking... I'm toasted from last night, brother. I am so totally toasted. Yeah, last night's concert was just wow. So I go down there to where the merchandise is, and I'm standing in line to look at their merchandise, and I can't see any of them. None of them are there. I can't see one of the band from this girl act, and I didn't even know who the hell they were, to be honest with you. I had never heard of them before, and I didn't know what their name was. I had missed their name twice when they said it on stage, and then they said their name, you know, and we're Belly Boys and we'll be out there, and it's like, you're who? And it's just like, well, I didn't know who the hell they were, you know. I had the wrong impression in my ears as to who they were. So I get down there, and I still didn't know who they were, and I'm looking around and look at their albums and I look at their shirts, and I really can't. I can't get it from the graphics, right? It doesn't hit me, right? Because all of the graphics are really graphic. And so it's like, oh, crap, there's nobody here, you know? So I hang around a few minutes, and the girls didn't show up. So I went back up to the seat because there was this other band starting, right? So it was like, okay, so I went up to see the other band. And they were easy to figure out because their graphics were really bright on these two screens on the stage. And they were Prince Daddy and the Hyena? Prince Daddy and Hyena? Or Prince Daddy and the Hyena or something. And they were good. They were really good. They were really, really good. My daughter really liked them. You know, and she's like, oh, I like them. And I said, I like the first one. She says, I like these guys. And I'm like, I like these guys. And it's like, okay, well, we know where we stand. You know, she's like, she likes the guys and I like the girls. And so we watched this act, the Prince Daddy. And they're fun. They're funny. I think the bass player is named Sticky or something, and he was kind of goofy, and you know, they had non-banter banter, but it was fun, you know. I used to be one that would be like, opening act, you know, whatever, we'll get there, we'll check it out, you know. And then I have seen a few opening acts that were like, okay, I don't know if they should be opening at the Forum or something, you know, and I don't want to say who they were. Because everybody deserves a break, man. And even though I didn't think they put on the best show they probably could have done, the band that I saw at the Forum open for someone, they did the best job that they could have done. And it was really, you know, you got to hand it to them. Even though they weren't perfect, they really sent it in, you know. And maybe someday I'll bring up some footage of them and you can judge for yourself. But they're a YouTube group, and they were fun. But back to last night, Oh my God, like, no way. I need more coffee. Coffee. Uh-huh. I need to warm that up. Oh, jeez. Cold spit. Oh my God, like, no way. Susie, are you still there? Are you still there, Susie? Because I was hoping you were going to be here when I was, like, actually here. Because, like, I really enjoy that radio stuff, and it seemed like you did too, so I kind of wanted to talk about it. So if you're here, shoot me a message so we can go back to that. All right, so last night we're watching the Prince Daddy. And they're really, really good. And they get done. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to go back down there and see if I can find those girls, right? Because I'm kind of I'm a fanatic. I'm a fanatic. No, I've never been that kind of guy. I've never been the guy to go after people for an autograph. I've never been that guy to go after someone for a photograph or a handshake or a hug. And when you can go after those things peaceably and get them, right? All of it. I mean, last night was no different than any other night that I met one of those really awesome, cool groups. I got my autographs. I got my photo, I got my handshake, and I got my hugs. You know, I didn't get a handshake last night, or an autograph, or a hug from one of the girls. The lead singer was already out and having a ball there somewhere at the venue, and they could not tackle her down, even though everyone tried. Everyone was sending her texts and going out and looking for her. They could not find the lead singer of this group for me, so I could get and I thought, wow, the fact that they would go to that much trouble just for a photograph and a signature, that was so sweet. I mean, I was taken aback just by their efforts to please some crazy old weird bearded guy, right? Yeah, I mean, it literally, seriously, you know, it kind of shit brings me to tears that people are so fucking cool. And they don't have to be. They don't have to be at all. They're busy as fuck. They got their own shit going on. You know, sure, I took the time to come down. You know, there's a million fucking people standing around. They're talking to people, you know. And I'm like, hello, excuse me, can I, you know, trouble you for a photograph? You know, and they were like I can't wait to show you the photographs that this girl took for me. Yeah, I'll have them ready for tomorrow, I hope, if my daughter and I are on the same page this evening. She's getting up and going out at about 11 this morning, so right about the time I get done with the show, she'll be taken off to go, I think, to the mall with her friend. Right fucking on, man. Yeah, it does my heart good to see her get out and do stuff with her friends, because she's put so much into school, and that year and a half that she lost in high school, because of the whole, you know, got to stay at home thing. And she lost a lot of adulting time, and her concerts and her friends and college has given her back a lot of adulting, and that's really cool, you know. And I mean, and now she's constantly dragging me out, taking me, yo, Dad, we're going to a concert, yo, check this out, yo. I'm like, wow. But so anyway, back to the show. So I get up there, and we're waiting for the. This is where the evening takes a dun 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 dun. So we're waiting for the big act, right? We're waiting for Motion City Soundtrack, and they're setting up the stage. They've got stuff going on, right? And I'm kind of back and forth doing the going down to check on those girls and going back to the bathroom and stuff, right? And we're sitting there and we're waiting for the act, and all of a sudden I hear behind us, and I turn around to see this guy has thrown up all over his shoulder and into a cup that his girlfriend has, right? So he's like this, and it takes me a second for it to register what the fuck's going on, when I realized that when he did that, he sprayed almost everybody in front of him, right? With a fine mist of puke, liquid, anybody with weak stomachs. And so I'm like, I do this and I'm dry, right? And the lady on the other side of my daughter looks down and her arm and her back is covered, right? Just soaked. And she is furious, and she gets up and just runs away, because if she stays any longer, she's going to be the next link in the chain, right? And she's going to cause this to continue, right? So she gets up and she takes off, thankfully. As she's running away, she's pulling her shirt off, and she's, and I'm furious, pissed off, because I reach over and I touch my daughter's back on her. I made her wear her pullover hoodie, right? And she's got this on, and I reach around and I can feel just ever so fine a mist of moisture upon her back, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. So she takes it off, folds it into itself, rolls it up, and there's nobody down in front of us for a couple of rows, because everybody up here is general, and the people down here paid more, so there's fewer people down here. So I say, let's hop over the seats and go down and just leave this behind, right? Let's just leave this behind and go down. So we go down, and I'm okay. So I check her out, and now that the sweater is off, she's okay. Nothing up top, nothing down anywhere. So she's like, oh, no, I'm fine. And she's like, nah, I'm cool. And you want to go? And she's like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, wow, this is definitely a tough kid. And she's ready to just say, fuck it, let's move on and watch the show, which is what I wanted. And it was like, oh my God, kid, how many other kids would have just went, right? Or how many other parents would have fucking blown it? Because I wanted to blow it. So I moved her down, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go wash my hands, because I was touching her back, right? So I'm like, I'm going to go wash my hands. So I go down, and as I'm going down, I pass one of the staff coming this way, and I say, excuse me, just to let you know, there's a gentleman that threw up a couple of seats above. And he said, oh, I know, I just heard about it. Where? And I point to my daughter, and see that girl standing there? It's 2 seats, 2 rows behind her is where it happened, directly behind her. And he says, okay, thank you very much. And I said, appreciate it. And I go to the bathroom, I wash up, go into the toilet, take a couple of hits, and try to mellow out. And I go back, and as I'm walking back up, he's coming back toward me. And he says, I am so sorry about the inconvenience. I am so sorry. Please let me move you guys down to better seats. And I'm like, huh? And he said, yeah, please, let me. And I said, okay, well, let me go tell my daughter. And so I go up and I say, Natalie, you want to move down better seats? And she says, where? And I said, where you wanted to sit in the first place, right there along the railing, right there. And I point down to where the guy is, and she says, yeah. And at this point, the band has started, right? They're already playing their first song, and she's recording, and she's like, yeah, fuck it. And she fucking jammed her camera in her pocket. We picked up everything, we hoofed it down there, and we got these bitchin' fucking seats right there on the balcony looking down into the fucking pit, and we were so close to the stage. It was incredible, you know, because we were kind of on the end of the balcony off to one side, and we had a perfect shot from one side of the stage. It was beautiful, and it totally made up for the situation, because we left the stink behind us, right? And that's where we left the whole situation. And the gentleman, I don't remember his name, but the gentleman that helped us from the Novo took us down and put us in these seats and gave us the actual tickets for the seats, right? So not only did we get better seats, but my daughter got more souvenirs, right? And that was just like, wow, okay. Talk about taking a negative and turning it into a positive, right? And, oh, by the way, when I was getting my photograph and hugs and handshakes from the girls there, from the Gully Boys band, I had them, of course, sign the inside of the CD. Yeah. And of course I wasn't supposed to get anything, but it was $15, and the openers, they don't make a lot of money being openers or being new to the business. So anything you can do to help support those opening acts, just like what's his name? Oh my God! Like, no way. The lead singer, I just, his name popped into my head, and I go, Justin, right? Just like he said, you know, support the opening. He said, don't buy any of our stuff. Our stuff is crap. Buy stuff from the opening acts. So I did. I bought a CD. It was the least I could do. It was the only thing I could do at that point. My daughter bought me this shirt because that was the deal this time. I did the gas and the food, and she did the merchandise. Of course, I had to run down and get the CD while she was in our seats. So I had to splurge for this one. But they didn't hit me up for a tip, so I didn't tip. Right? Usually you get that screen and you get prompted, you know, do you want to make a tip, you know, 12, 15, 20, 25%, you know. Because I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for that job there. So if they ask for, if they prompt for a tip, I'll usually tip, you know, just because it's a rough business. You know, you don't make a lot of money doing that shit. So, a phenomenal seat for a phenomenal act. And my daughter just now informed me, which she's probably told me before, but this kind of shit don't register with the old dopey guy, that we are going to see Motion City Soundtrack again in October at the When We Were Young Festival, I believe is what it's called. And we're going to see Fall Out Boy and Motion City Soundtrack there at that show. And they're going to be playing entire album, right? So she's hoping that the different acts that she wants to see are going to be playing their album at not at the same time, because you have to kind of race around during this festival to see what's going on, right? And it may make it difficult for me because, like I said, I have this third leg here that I have to drag around with me, or I can get into trouble. So I might be renting a chair. I might be renting an actual wheelchair. The only bummer is that they may make me stay in a specific area. Now, if that specific wheelchair area has access to more than one stage, well, then I'm cool with that, right? The only bummer is that the kids are out there by themselves running around from stage to stage, right? It almost makes me want to bring my walkie-talkies, right? That would be neat if I could get away with that. That would be totally cool. Captain, where are you, Captain? I don't know, man. They got me sequestered here in this thing here. I don't know where I am. So I guess Susie from Florida is not there anymore. I do hope she comes back. She's a new subscriber. And we were having a fun conversation here this morning about some ground tea, waking and bacon, and some great entertainment. And I really like to talk about entertainment, i.e. radio shows and TV and movies and stuff. So yeah, you get a chance, come on back to me. Come on back now. Come on back now. And we will talk about the stuff more. I gotta move my mouse here and put it out of the way. Alright, I'll just keep bumping into stuff. Yeah, man, that show was just so crazy last night. We got so much closer to the stage and the speakers that I had to put earplugs in. The speaker right here, we were so close to the right side that the speaker was just pounding me. So I had to, in fact, one point I was just jamming my fingers over the earplugs into my ears so that I could just totally hear the vocalist, Justin, sing, because my daughter was right. She's like, gosh, he sounded just like it was on the album, you know. And there's this old gray-haired bearded guy up there, you know, shaking around and doing all these funky twists and stuff. And I'm like, wow, I'd love to see these guys up on stage doing the same stage antics they were doing 20, 30 years ago, right? Back when they didn't have arthritis. And of course, a guy comes up on stage and hands him a bejeweled, diamond-encrusted cane, and he actually did a little routine dancing with his cane. So that was pretty cool. At one point, I took some of my my hobby cards, my YouTube hobby cards, and I was trying to fling them over onto the stage, you know, like the and they kept hitting the wind from the vents, and they just hit it, and then they'd go out, and then they would just like leaves, feathers falling down. So I took a little mini stack of them, and they just went out straight, and then just dropped. And then unfortunately after the show I looked down and there were a few cards lying on the ground there. So I was like, one guy was standing there looking down, and I'm like, pick one up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. At 1 second there was a photographer right next to us, and I just wanted to hand her these cards and say, could you give these to him down there? You know, and I was like so close, but she was really into her work, you know, and I didn't want to, every time I looked over, she was futzing with her cameras and going for a shot, and then I turned and she was getting up to go, and she wasn't just getting up to go, she was getting up to go over here to get another shot. I was like, okay, I'm not going to fuck with her. I'm not going to slow her down. She's got shit to do, man. And that's my whole thing, is if I'm going to go after somebody for something, I'm going to do it in a non-threatening, non-forceful, non-harassing way. You know, it's like, hey, man, if it's cool, you know, if you could possibly, you know, but it's okay, man, it's okay. If you don't, it's, you know, and that's kind of how I do it, you know, and I am so grateful when I get the opportunity to meet any any entertainer, whether it be someone, we had to pay hundreds of dollars to see, or someone we paid $15 to see at Pappy and Harriet's. I'm like, I am like so grateful, Wow. And even when I don't get to meet any of the artists, I still feel totally grateful for the opportunity to be around to do this kind of shit, I mean, holy hell. Yeah. It's just, I'm going to make myself cry again. Do a bong hit. Grow up. So, of course, as soon as we got there and sat down, immediately got into the venue and sat down, my daughter's like, she sits down and then gets up and says, okay, I'm going for merchandise. And she leaves me there immediately and goes down for merchandise. So, she comes back with two of the, let me change cameras here, two of the autographed Motion City soundtrack. All right. There's the autographs there. There's one there, and then one here, and then one up over here, and then and then one up top here, and then one right there. and then there's this one, and there's only 4 signatures. Because the keyboard player had family business to take care of, and he could not be at this show, and I'm not sure he's on this leg of the tour because of his family obligations. And that's cool. That's why I wasn't on the shows yesterday, because of family obligations, So family always comes first. So my daughter got the 2 autographed LPs, because we are fanatics, we're fans, we're super fans. We love to support the groups, and this is a really, really cool one here. Let me get this the camera here. That's a really cool shirt there. All that red, look at that red. Yeah, look at that fucking red. That is awesome. That is a great shirt. I was thinking about getting this one, but I had sent down to her, get me the Scully Thumb one. And then there's Los Angeles down there, right there at the bottom. LA, baby! Yeah. She's like, oh, Dad, you and your props. You always have to have props. Yo, I need me props, man. Show me my props. Give me that props. I need my props. Yeah, give that guy his props, his proppers. I'm going to have to heat that coffee up again. All right, roll call. Good morning. Who is here? Left to right. Boy, girl, boy, girl. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I am just so grateful to the, especially to the band Gully Boys. Those girls know how to kick out some old school original rock and fucking roll. All right, yeah, Joey. If you haven't heard of the Gully Boys, You really ought to check them out. Yeah. Remind me, man. Like, I'll make you a mixtape, dude. I like make you a tape of this CD, man. It's like 5 songs on this. And it was fucking awesome shit. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Just fucking beautiful. Beautiful. So I got signatures from Mariah and Nadi and Natalie, and it was Kathy who was not there, and I didn't get a chance to thank her for her frickin' awesome performance. Gully Boys. Yeah. Favorite Son. And my gosh, blew me away. You know, I love going to a show expecting this, and all of a sudden you get, where the hell did this come from? I was just like, wow. You know, I recorded a little bit, but I was so into it. I was like, you know what, I can't even think about recording it. I recorded a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, took some photos. The one thing I wanted to do was to get down and meet them, you know, and then as soon as I meet these, anytime I meet someone, I'm like, right? I cannot articulate my thoughts at all with my mouth. There's a total disconnect, you know. All I can say is, awesome, great, you totally, oh, bitchin', oh man, it was, oh, with in the, oh. You know, I feel like such a doofus. And then I forget to, I made these hobby cards so that I could meet people and talk to people and get them to come check out my show, you know, and hear me talk about them. And I totally forgot to give them the fucking card. So I'm going to have to, at some point, look for them on social media and see if I can find them and send them a link and say, you know, Abba Zabba. Because... oh, wow. Let me just go right to Face Crook and see if I can find. Usually, you know, they start off just about on every social media platform trying to get some recognition, right? Okay. Wow, there is a lot of Gully Boys. I don't know what it means. So I have to say what? Band? There it is. Band. Band. Musician. Is that them? That's it. Oh. There it is at the Novo. So this begins their tour? Oh my God, like no way. I saw you guys last night at the Novo. You were phenomenal. Phenomenal? How come I can't spell phenomenal? Isn't it not nominal? Oh, because it's an E, not an I. It's enal, not inal. You guys were phenomenal. Oh, I gotta do a one of them thingies with the little dot and the long line. Thank you so much. The autographs and the photos. You have a new fan in me. And there, like that. And then I can say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, how do I say to come by my YouTube channel without sounding creepy or needy, right? How do I do that? Do a bong hit first. So how do you ask someone to come by your YouTube channel and not sound needy or greedy, pushy, creepy? Let's see. I'm on YouTube now, talking about how awesome you guys are. Please stop by sometime and say hi. YouTube at Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy. And then some emojis, some proper emojis. I have to emote. Emote. I have to emote. Insert emoji. Isn't this cool? Isn't this totally cool? And then I'll do the peace sign. And then the face with the hearts. Oh, see, now that's not right. Back. Pardon me. I got the boops. I have the boops. Okay, there, that one. I need that one. And that one. Hey, Gurn. Blandstead. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. I didn't put a link. I just put where they could find me. Link seems a little too pushy, so I'll just let it go like that. What did you say? Oh, wow. So he just posted this photo of me at Disneyland back in the day. Taking a whiz at Disneyland here. And his caption was, security's still looking for this guy. Look at the shoes I'm wearing. The socks with flip-flops. Am I really wearing those? I think that lasted for about a minute. That's pretty sad, that poor guy. Ah, hell, that poor SOB. That's hilarious. Oh my God. And there he is there. Wow, all right. Well, it seems like Gurn's up early. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are called from glen to glen. All right, so I'm gonna do that there. So what I'm going to do now is send my friend a message and tell him I am live right now. If he wants to stop by and say hello. Copy. Alright. Dude. I'm totally on live right now. Those photos are awesome. There. Crazy old weird bearded guy out buying records and stuff. Crazy old weird bearded guy but doesn't know if he's bought enough. He likes to buy everything he sees. He wants to bring home whatever he please. So you better look out. He's headed back to the vintage store. And if you wanna come along, he's headed back to 1984. Totally. Totally. Dude. Dan, man. It's totally awesome. Yeah, I totally just hooked up with old Gurn Blanstead there on Facebook. I was like, wow, man. This whole dive into social media I've been doing is just really paying off, you know. I mean, getting to meet all of these new people as well as you know, as well as being able to hook up with all these people from the past. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, that was during my Disneyland days. Doing a lot of Disneyland. Thanks to Dan, I was able to get annual passes for quite a few years, and spent a lot of time driving up to Disneyland. Sometimes I just go up there by myself. Go up there, have a cup of coffee, go for a walk, maybe go on a ride, come home. And it was Dan that enabled me to be able to do that kind of stuff, and that was pretty damn cool. That was a great part of my life. That's why I met my wife, because of Dan. And Andrew, the other guy in that photo there. Yeah.
Bong hit.
Anybody been to the Novo? Novo? Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge the fact that just a couple of days ago, I had reached, just like a week or so ago, I had reached 100 subscribers. And then within a week, before I was able to do the 100 subscriber telethon drawing thing, I was just over 120 subscribers. Yesterday, I started the day off with 29, and then went to 30, and then 33, and then 35. Every time I turned around, I was getting... So anyway, last night we're at the show, and I turned to my daughter and I said, because I don't have any apps on this new phone that I got from her, and so I asked, do you have YouTube on that thing? Check my count. And she checked, and it had gone up 5 since we took the drive out to LA. So thank you to all of my subscribers. It's great having all these new friends. Anytime you can come and hang out, it's awesome. Let me know who you are, where you're at. My plan is to get a world map on my wall and start keeping track of who you are and where you are. Right? Pins on a map, little pieces of colored floss out to a photograph, if possible. And because my friend Joey from Virginia, who subscribed and started watching, and then within a few days took vacation and showed up at my doorstep, right? I actually have a photograph of he and I together. So that's going to go up on the wall, on the map wall, with a little piece of string going over from Virginia out to that little photograph of he and I, and that's so cool. That is so cool, and I think anybody I've had interactions with on YouTube are probably going to be up on that wall. I just get so excited about being able to share what's going on in my life with new friends, old friends, weirdos. I mean, let's face it. If you're here for any amount of time, you're probably a weirdo. That's all there is to it. You're one way or another, you're a weirdo. Yay! These girls from last night were so frickin' cool. I am going to see if I can put them up on, even though I don't have my my whatchamacallit. My whatchama. Nah, stop it. There it is. It's locked. Now unlock it. Now let me turn my screen. Why won't you let me turn my screen? Well, see, that's just That's just wrong. That's just wrong. Edit. Edit. And then let's turn it. Like that. What does that mean? Horizontal. Oh no, that's not right. I wish I knew how to work this. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. I need to flip it the other. There we go. Hey, all right. That's done. Okay, so now, if I do that, then I bet you liked that, huh? So let me see if I can get this closer, make it work. There we go. Anyways, Holmes, orale, Holmes. Anyways, that's just a little peek. I'll get these photos loaded up as soon as I figure out what the fuck I'm doing with this thing, right? I don't know, man. But these girls were so cool. I mean, you know, when we were young, you know, we had respect for our elders, and nowadays it's really hard to see any of that. You know, it's really just checking to see if there's somebody waking up. You know, and I'm not saying that, well, you should respect me because I'm old, and that's the only reason, you know, because I never did. You know, I respected, well, I tried to respect everyone when I was younger, you know, at least those who showed me, you know, equal respect. If they treated me like shit because of the way I looked, I treated them like shit because of the way they treated me, you know. But usually I would give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, and just treat people with respect. And it's hard to find that nowadays in a lot of the youth, you know, where they're just in it for themselves and to have fun and for that feel-good moment, you know. And my eyes have been opened lately, not just with the Velveteers and Starcrawler and the you know, the younger people from these groups. I'm just like, wow, you know, how cool to find real people out there nowadays, you know. And kudos to their parents, you know, and their friends and relations and stuff who keep them real, you know, because that's heavy. That's totally heavy. You know, I really had a lot of fun watching Motion City Soundtrack, and they brought it. They just killed it. But I was completely surprised by the two opening acts, the Gully Boys and Prince Daddy and Hyena. Yeah, crazy, wacky, wild, zany stuff. I mean, just wow. It's after 6 already. That's crazy stuff, man. Yeah. Wow, I just can't get over that. 140 subscribers, you know. And that it keeps happening on such a huge scale. I mean, 5, 7 subscribers in one day. You know, that's wow. That's unheard of in my book. I mean, I thought that I was going to wind up getting about half as many subscribers as I have friends on Facebook. You know, I got like less than 100 friends on Facebook, actual friends, not, you know, not counting the doubles and triples and quadruple accounts that people have created and then asked me to friend again and again because they lose their account numbers or whatever. But, you know, for it to be like this, you know, I was not expecting. I'm at like double where I figured I was going to top out. Not that I hope I top out. It is kind of, all right, see, look at that, 54 subscribers in the last 28 days. Now that's almost double what I had been getting, right? So that averages a couple a day. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Yeah. So most of my nighttime nonsense and nostalgia shows are getting blocked in some territories because of content, because I'm playing these old-timey songs that still have copyright claims in some areas. Doesn't affect my channel, and eventually these may time out and I may have to delete them. I can use them for historical purposes, these songs, so I'm playing the shit out of them. And I don't know what the life of this, the longevity of this show, the nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show, I don't know what it, I may decide to do other stuff and knock it down to one night a week. I don't know. I don't know. I've got Old Time Radio Wednesday in the mornings. I may knock it down to just Wednesdays and do Old Time Radio, and then maybe do an evening movie thing where I come to you in the evenings at 5 and we sit and watch an entire movie together, right? And that might be awesome. So I don't know. I mean, the whole my whole channel is about I guess the key word, as it's always been, is organic. I just kind of let it flow. Sometimes I'll try stuff and it'll work, and then it won't work, or it'll feel good at the start, but it just doesn't work out technically. Like the open mic nights Monday, I really wanted that to work, but technically it was too much of a reach. Physically, it was too demanding on me. So I had to give that up. I hope that at some point we can do a once a month live open mic night type event. And the way it's going, it might spawn from the 500 subscriber telethon that's already in the works. It's going to be just like a 3 or 4 hour telethon, one broadcast in the evening, on a day when I can get multiple people to come over and be together at one house with multiple cameras and audio and everything set up, and have an actual party, a house party. And we will have food, and we'll even blast up recipes. Here's the recipe for what we're eating, and live music. A lot of live music, and I think that would be a way to say, you know, hey, thank you. And this would give me the opportunity to get more involved with the local musicians and singers and songwriters, and a way for me to get them on the channel all together at once in one location that has like a perfect stream, you know. And right now this morning we've had a perfect stream, as the urologist would say. So there's that. There you are. So I'm hoping that possibly by the end of the year we can do some kind of live We may do it during the week so that it's easy to gain access to a house big enough to hold the event. And the drawing that we do on that one should be phenomenal. While I have yet to get things together and into the mail to the first winners from last week's drawing, I'm already trying to come up with something that's going to top what I've already got going on. Well, hello, Bessie. Is there something I can do for you? Do you want to go outside? Are you awake now? Do you want to go out? Okay. I guess I'm going to put the dog out and warm up my coffee. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Because if you go somewhere, I won't be able to find you. Yeah, so last night I maybe got an hour sleep, really. And then my nap was maybe an hour and 15 minutes. The nap that I had before noon when we went out, and then looking back, I think I went to sleep at about 2 the night before last, so that I could sleep in late. And I passed out about 2, but then I woke up at about 8. So I only got about 6 hours sleep. And then my hour and 15-minute nap, and then last night's hour. So I'm doing real good. I'm doing fantastic at this point. I mean, I must, I must be firing on about a half a cylinder at this point. Sheesh. And that's okay, because now I've got probably a day of recovery and then a week of sluggishness trying to recuperate. You would think that it would get easier, but it don't get no easier. It would be nice. You got to build up your concert muscles. It ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. But the good thing is that I'm getting my daughter knowledgeable about concert going. If there's something that has to be done during the concert, whether it's getting the tickets or parking or finding all the information we need or calling the venue, it's all on her. Just like in college, if you need me for information to help you fill out something, that's fine, but you're filling it out. You're doing all of the legwork, all of the paperwork, every step of the way. You are in charge of keeping track of that information, right? So that when it comes down to it, you don't need me for it. You can take care of it on your own. I want her to be self-sufficient, especially going to a concert, going out, going on a trip, going with her friends someplace they've never been before, and having it all worked out ahead of time. Or if you go someplace new, being able to figure it out right there and then, where you're at, what's going on, what are you doing? So she's in charge of navigating. She's in charge of tickets, lines, times, dates, seating, everything. It's all her, so that when it comes time for her to go out with her friends, she's in charge. She knows what's going on. Somebody else may be doing the driving, somebody else may be doing this or that, but she'll know everything that's going on, whether she lets them know or not. I know that at least in my head and heart that she's got it handled. I don't have to worry, you know. What do you do in case of this happens? Well, we ran into that before. We got to do this. You know, well, what about this? Oh yeah, we got to do that. You know, what did I tell you about this? Well, you told me to do this, so that's what you do. You do that. You know, and we had that. I said, honey, I don't want to be morbid, but I had the discussion on the way out. Look, it's just you and me out on this outing, right? If something were to happen to me while we're out, what are you going to do? You know, you need to have some kind of general plan. I told her, look, the general plan is you stay with me, whatever my condition is, alive or dead, right? You stay with me as long as you can or until your mother shows up, right? And then at least, and I said that because at least then she'll have that opportunity, as horrible as it sounds, to say goodbye if that's the case, you know, or to make sure that she's okay by making sure I'm okay, kind of thing. I'm okay, you're okay, you know. And I thought, you know what, at least, you know, if she's got that, and then as long as you can, and if it's not, then that's okay, then you just kind of, you know, you stay with the safe person, you know, i.e. the police, until your mother shows up. Because if I'm driving, more than likely that she's not. And she's not going to want to drive the car all the way 3 hours home from the city, which means mom's going to have to get a ride out, come get her, and take her back home. And, you know, and I've always thought of these things, and I always thought, you know, don't think about these things. It makes you depressed, makes you, you know, makes you crawl into a bed for a year because you think like that. So I don't think like that anymore. But it was like, you know what, you gotta say something in case of an emergency, you know, break glass. So, and we've always been straightforward with her about life and death and you know, the comings and goings of humans. And I think that we've raised a pretty logical kid, a pretty logical human, you know, that understands life and death. And she and I both got to take a great class. I took it 10 years ago at the college that she just graduated from. And I went there for 2.5 years rehabilitating my back and neck and stuff so I could get back out and do stuff. So while I was there, I took this class called Death and Dying. And it's just a class that deals with the different aspects of death and dying in cultures and religion and all that stuff. And great, fantastic class, but an even better professor, Professor Itnayer. Just a wonderful lady who just retired this year, but not before my daughter was able to take the same class with her and make that connection with her and learn the things that I learned from her about death and dying and religion and existentialism, you know, and spirituality and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, thank you, Miss Itnayer. But you know, we've always been up front with her, and I think she this class that she took, Death and Dying, kind of rounded it up and kind of made everything that we had been teaching her a whole, you know. So she has, and she's studying psychology, so she has a better understanding of death and dying than most kids her age, you know. And that's cool. And we've, like I said, we've always been honest with her, you know, about the fact that, you know, we're only human, you know. We're born, we live, we die, as does everything on the planet, and that's just the way it is, you know. And And that was before she was introduced to religion and went to Catholic school to do the whole First Communion and all of that stuff, and got baptized and all that. So so I think she's got a pretty good head on her shoulder about life and living and death and religion and a lot of it has to do with her mother because of her mother's religion. A lot of her understanding about death is probably more attributed to me and my philosophies of life and stuff. What a bum this guy. Leave him alone, Harry. Just leave him alone. Yeah. Wow. So let's see what kind of overview content. I'm just going to take a look real quick at my YouTube stats for my lifetime numbers here. Wow, 4,000 views in the last 28 days. Okay. And that is, wow. Wow. That's a lot. I remember back when I just had like a couple of hundred views. Wow. Alright, show me some numbers here. Show me some numbers. I'm trying to find out how many views I have. Overview. 10,000.1 views. Alright. It's that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the amount of views that I have for the Grateful Dead live at Sam Boyd Stadium. That's the one that sent me over the top. Is that one there? But wow, everybody likes Nero Wolf, Daylight, Harry Styles Short. Wow. I think they would prefer Golden because it's the whole. On and out, 10,098 views so far. Wow. Thank you, people. I'm amazed. I'm totally amazed. I've got like 240 videos right now, and I'm going to say over half of that has got to be live stuff, and the other stuff is created content. But now that I'm doing 2 shows a day, 5 days a week, I'm just racking up the videos. And I'm racking up the time, right? The content time, how much time I've got, how many hours of viewable content do I have, right? So that right there, I'm just racking it up. When I started my first morning show, it was 1 hour. And I thought, how am I going to stay on the air for 1 whole hour? By the end of the week, I was on for 2 and 3 hours. By the end of the first season, second season, the longest time I was on the air was like almost 7 hours, right? And I was like, oh, how does that happen? How do you just get on and stay on for that amount of time? And I finally figured it out and told my daughters because I turned my inner monologue to outer monologue. That's it. I just turned it, I externalized my internal monologue. That was it. And so, like I've said before, this is like the realest reality show there is out there. This is me, unfiltered, unbridled, unrehearsed, unedited, unapologetic. This is me. Take me or leave me. Don't leave me, don't leave me. But I watch time. People have watched 1,000 hours of my stuff. And I've gotten 10.1 thousand views. You know what? I guess if I was going to continue to do this, because this is a non-profit deal. I'm not doing this. I'm not making any money off of this, nor is it ever going to lead to me making money off of this. And if I do make any money off of this, it's not really a lot of money, right? So, and then if I do, I would have to change my whole channel programming, because most of what I bring to the channel is shared content, copywritten content, right? So I would have to overhaul my entire programming. By the time, if I were to get to 10,000 subscribers, I might actually have overhauled my programming to where it's all original content. That's a lot of work. I don't ever see that happening. I think this and the live stuff is probably going to be the most original content on here, aside from some videos, some documentary stuff, that kind of shit. Most of it's just going to be, this is going to be the most original content with very little copywritten stuff. I do start this show off like 40 minutes early and broadcast copywritten content. At some point it may have to be edited out of the program in order to remain in my playlist. Man, my eyes are heavy. It's 6:30 in the AM here on the Pacific Coast, Pacific Standard Time. It is the 11th of June, 2024. I'm looking at my YouTube stuff here, and 532 views in the last 48 hours. Wow. And that would be Grateful Dead, The Adventures of Nero Wolfe, and Delta House from ABC. Wow. Wow. I've got a whole bunch of content ready to be created. I've got a whole list of stuff. And as soon as I get rest and my schedule eases up a bit, this kid is running me ragged with these concerts. Third week in a row, we went to see the Psychedelic Furs on a whim. We decided, all right, well, the following week we're going to Starcrawler, right? And then got blessed with the Velveteers. And then this show's been planned for months. And we went to, last night's show was just Motion City soundtrack. Oy. But what was more amazing was the Gully Boys. Those four girls were just insanely good. Just old school lyrics and music and guitar and man. It was great. It was great stuff. Bong hit. Yeah. Gully Boys. Prince Daddy. Motion City soundtrack. So we're on the way out last night, and I'm talking to my daughter, and I'm like, you know what, we're going to have to put together, because she's my co-producer, my wardrobe consultant, assistant director, writing editor. Don't say that. So we're talking, and I said, you know what we got to do is we got to get together and put together a composition book with all of the shows that we've been to, right? And then write down the acts, the venue, the dates, the set lists, the names of the people who we went with, whether it was me and her and Charlie, or me and Mom and Natalie, or me and Charlie and Natalie. So, you know, or me and Deja and Natalie. So it's always some kind of combination, right? So I thought, okay, we'll put together a book then we'll keep track of all of the shows, but at the same time we'll use that book, and for each year we'll put together a video of the shows that we saw, because we've taken photographs and videos from every show that starting in 2021, at the end of 2021, when she saw Harry Styles, and then 2022 we saw Harry Styles, and then 1975, and then Harry Styles again, and then Lucas Nelson, and then it just in 2023, and it just went crazy. So now we're halfway through 2024, and we've seen, what, a dozen shows? So we're going to put together a video collage, video montage using one of the songs from that year and put together a video, right? Of, here's the act, here's, what happened, did we get to meet anyone, who we went with, here's some pictures of us, and that kind of thing. And I can create some cool graphics and show some photos. And I like those cute little cheesy things that it's kind of like a little photo album, a little pictorial, it's like, check out what we did. This is what we did this year. So we've got 2022, which we're going to tack on 21. I think we're going to do 21, 22 together. 23 was a pretty big year. So we're going to have to create these little video segments. I might create one whole video in portions. Okay, this is this year, and here's a little bit of this year, and then here's this year, here's a little bit of this year, this year's a little bit of this year, and kind of just run through and show photographs. My original idea was to go to a concert and do a video after each concert. It's like, okay, going to a show, here's the show, and then do this kind of thing after the show, and kind of do 10 or 15 minutes talking about the show. And I guess the dog went back outside. But I totally got into other things, and it's kind of hard to produce just one 5-minute video, right? And then I have a hard time narrowing it down to just, okay, I'm going to do a 3-minute video, and then it's 7 minutes. I'm going to do a 5-minute video, and then it's 15 minutes. So I try not to put time limits on stuff. But at the same time, if it looks like it's going to take a lot, then it just goes on the back burner until I can bite out a big chunk of time to do that. And this show, actually, it's the weekly stuff. 5 days a week, 2 shows a day. That is a lot of work, just in itself. This doesn't take much work other than having to get up at 4 a.m. and then be here for 3 hours after that, right? And then after that, I have to get a couple of hours sleep, and I have to spend at least an hour researching and finding material for the evening show. Right? So the 5 days a week stuff, 2 shows a day, that is an all-day thing. I mean, I'm literally busy from 4 in the morning until 6 in the evening. And then I'm probably going to spend 2 or 3 hours in the evening at some point on the computer doing more work, creating a video for one of the morning shows, or trying to create a video to release on video release day. And since I'm putting out a lot of material during the week, I don't feel the rush to create videos every day. Like I was pumping out a couple of videos a day there for a while. And I don't feel that's necessary. What I'll do is I'll build up a library of videos, and then I will release a bunch of them on a Sunday during a live Sunday, and then let the videos go public one at a time every couple of days until hopefully the next Sunday edition were to come out. It's a lot of work, this. While it's a lot of work, it's still a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's really taken its toll on me physically. Updating live. Physically. Real time. Yeah, I can see numbers moving here. Well, that's great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, at some point when I get another external hard drive, I am going to be taking these videos, these live videos from YouTube in blocks and say, okay, every day I've got to do X amount of videos downloaded from YouTube onto my hard drive and saved as my own video, right? Which means later I can come back at some point and utilize them for my own purposes, give them to my daughter, and she can use them for training purposes only. I assume that at some point later in life, after I'm gone, because she's so young and I'm so old, that she's going to use them for not just family archive type stuff, but possibly use them as, psychological research. Or turn me into an AI, please. Make me an AI. Oh my God, that would be totally AI. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm kind of bummed that Susie took off, but I was talking to her at 5, which means that if she's in Florida, then it was 8 over there, and she was probably just going to work or something. So I can totally understand that. I hope she comes back tomorrow early so I can pick her brain and talk to her for a few minutes while she has time. I'm a guy, so obviously, I guess this has kind of a guy slant, because first of all, I'm a guy, right? I try to think of myself as a human first, and then, and then we can, start recognizing body parts and stuff, I guess. But we should all just be recognized for who we are first and foremost, And I'm just me, man. So, yeah, it's totally cool. But I'd like to get the, skinny on female viewers, or if Susie's a guy, well, I want to get the skinny on guys named Susie viewing the show, whatever. Funny. So there's that. Yeah, I'm really excited about YouTube. It's been a lot of fun. I've been learning the ins and outs.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, Rita. Definitely a dog, Rita. Good dog, Rita. Good dog. Yeah, I did some great research the other night because I had a little time to kill, and I wasn't on the show yesterday. So I created a video. Basically, after bringing in, put a little faded black at the beginning and the end, and check the sound and everything, and make sure that it's actually a good video, and that it plays good and saves good and stuff, and then label it, and then I'll put it in a file, and then at some point upload it onto YouTube and see if it passes the algorithm copyright muster. And then if I get the nod that it's okay after a couple of days of being saved privately on YouTube, then I will move it down and play it. What I've decided to do now, rather than play it directly from YouTube, because that eats up my my internet speed, right? By using two computers on the internet here. So, and I do have my phone here eating up Wi-Fi as well, but it's minimal. So, what I'll do is I'll just play the shows directly from here. I'll load one up to YouTube, and then I'll play it directly from my graphics computer, which is, oh, you can't see that, right? Right. I had it set up the other night so that this this lava lamp cam here was pointed down at me at an angle, so you could actually see my workstation here and see all of this stuff. And I was talking to my brother, so I had it set up so that I could do a video chat with my brother and bring him content just like I'm bringing the content to the show from my computer and stuff. And his comment was, wow, you got a lot of icons on that desktop there. And I'm like, actually, yeah, you're right. That looks crazy. And mainly because it's because I run the shows from my desktop. I have icons with files, and I open up these files, and here are my songs, here are my commercials, here are graphics, and then I have a room for the player, you know, and then I'll sit there and I'll just grab a bunch of songs together and hit play on the player and key up my graphic, and there's my evening show, you know. And then it's like, while that's on, I'll pick out some commercials, and then when that gets done, announce what I just played, and then play some commercials. While I'm playing commercials, I'll pick up the next block of songs, 3 or 4 songs depending on the time, and then just do that 4 times. That's it. Four blocks of 4, and then, you know, 3 blocks of commercial, and that's it. My show's over. I get to talk a little bit. If I'm lucky, I'll get to say something other than what I'm playing, you know, and that's fun, having that, you know. And I want to get used to that schedule, that getting in, starting my show, timing it so that I line up with the commercial time, and then just like my father did when he was doing the whole DJ thing back in the 70s, you know. And then if it comes to it, and I get the opportunity, I would really love to be able to go sit live somewhere, like at a night market, and do a live DJ show where I just play music for 3 or 4 hours and talk about the music in between and play some more old-timey music. And because I would be doing it live for actual people, I could play different stuff than I play here. You know, I would probably stick to what I could play on YouTube so that I could go live on YouTube, right? And do the whole, I'm doing a live thing here, being a DJ for these people like it's a radio station, not like I'm guy who's going to get up there and mix a bunch of records and do a bunch of stuff and yo baby yo. It's going to be more like old school and not even like disco. It's going to be like old school radio, you know, and I'll just get on and do music for a couple of hours and get off and be live on YouTube while I'm doing it. That would be awesome. I'd love to be able to do that. You know, and I could totally, I think I'm at the point now where I could just set this up really, really cool, you know, and just have it set up so that I'm doing a one camera on me, and then kind of a one camera kind of looking out over the crowd of wherever I'm at, you know. And there's the dog. I better bring that dog in. She keep barking. Come on, big girl, get in here. Come on, baby, get up here. Get up in your chair. Get up in your chair. No, don't be eyeballing that couch over there. Get up in your chair. Come on, get up there. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah. Still reeling over last night and the week before and the week before that, the month before that, the month before that, the week before that. I mean, it's just on and on and on. It's just awesome. It's just, I've never had so much fun, right? I mean, like going on years in a row now. I've totally been used to, you know, my normal way of life was just depression, just decades long depression. Glad that's over with. Of course, so's most of my life, so I really got to pack a lot in while I can, you know. Just pack it in. Pack in a lot of fun. And my daughter has made sure that my quality of life has increased 1,000% in the last couple of years since she was born, really, but since she's become, you know, an adult and has escaped that student way of life, that kid way of life, and has become, you know, an adult, she's such an awesome person, you know. I'm literally in awe spending time with her. She's just so real, you know. You think I'm real, you know, hang out with my daughter, you know. I mean, she's like the real, until of course the camera comes out with the girls and we gotta be cute. But other than that, you know, she's like so nice, so kind, so real. To perfect strangers, she's just, you know, really, she's a... See, now I'm gloating, boasting. What am I doing? I'm doing something. Oh, I'm being a dad. Oh, that's it. Yep. Yep. It's just been so much fun, you know. And it's neat because it's always a different combination. It's me and Natalie, or Mom and Natalie, or me and Charlie and Natalie, or Natalie and Charlie, or me and Natalie. And it's just, you know, it's always kind of moving around and changing, you know. And I'm like, well, when's the next concert with your mom? And she's like, I don't know, November or something. I said, come on, that's too far. We got to figure out something.
figure out something. So my thing is I'm going to start listening to the radio during the week and see if I can't win some tickets. Because I like to win tickets. And if you like something, you know, you can become good at it. And I just sit next to the radio with the phone and, you know, speed dial when I hear it and just let it fucking ring. But yeah, wish me luck. Maybe I'll come up with some tickets for something. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. And it's really neat out here. These desert radio stations, they're always giving away tickets to the local concerts out here at the casino and the local places. And now that we've got the Acrisure Arena, I wasn't into the whole concert thing down there because it was either a casino, which is a great place to see a show, but that's it. Unless you're talking about one of the, like, Coachella Fest or Stagecoach, where it's all outside and, you know, multiple stages and that kind of shit. And, you know, it's just not my bag, man. And then the Acrisure Arena came, and it's a little hockey arena. I think it like 11,000 or something max. If they really pack them in. I mean, it's a really small venue. We saw Harry Styles there. Just freaking awesome show. So close. On his birthday, no less. She used to come and say, can I? And it's like, man, you go. You tell me where and when. You tell me if I'm going. You know, tell me if I'm driving. Tell me if I'm paying. You just let me know. You know, she's like the concert master. She's mastered the concerts. You know. I mean, I think this has got to be one of those concerts where I maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't see her cry. And if she was going to cry, it would have been that puke scene, right? Oh, horrendous. You know what? What a way to turn a freaking negative into a positive. That guy, that attendant there at the Novo, was the coolest, nicest guy in the world, right? Just really quiet, unassuming, really polite, kind of nerdy and geeky like me, short hair, you know, just really, really nice, and just a sweetheart of a guy. Did everything possible to make sure that this experience for my daughter was unchanged except for the better, right? And she was totally ready to just say, fuck it, let's just move on. Let's just go move beyond the puke, right? And she did, and she was like paid with respect because of it. It's like, okay, you were so cool about that. Here's some better seats. Wow. That was so awesome, you know? It's like every event that we go to now is just keeps trying to one-up the last one, you know? It's just crazy. It's just fucking crazy, man. It's just crazy. Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it is. It's fucking nuts. It's absolutely fucking nuts. Bananas. I don't even want to look to see what the next show is going to be. I don't even want to look. All right, I'll look. But I don't want to. I thought the next show was in July. But I think there's one at the end of this month. She usually packs them in 1 or 2 a month. Motion City soundtrack. Just come on, Lizzie, come on, get up. There you go, get up in that chair. There you go, big face. God, she sits there and waits for you to tell her that it's okay. It's okay. Motion City soundtrack tickets.
And the fact that he gave her actual tickets. You know, of course we had to prove that we were supposed to be in those seats. VIP balcony. Wow. Row AA. That's just beautiful. Wow, thank you. I wish I could remember your name, but I don't even remember my own name most days. But that was awesome. That was awesome. Just beautiful. To get my peachy folder here out of the way. Let's see where. Oh, it's right down here. I was all digging down there for it, and it's right here. Okay, June. Yeah, Los Campesinos on the 28th. And it looks like I am dropping the kids off and then buzzing around Hollywood. Hollywood. Boo-dapo dee boo-dapo Hollywood. That's great, man. That's just fucking great. That's just awesome shit. So let's see. We did that one. We did that one. Oh, we did that one. We did that one. Oh. Sheesh. Oh yeah, me and David went to a concert together. Just me and David. And then like out at Pappy and Harriet's, that was 6 of us. Me and Hilda and Natalie, and then David and Kristen and Evelyn. That was a fantastic show. We got to do a show where we can get us all together doing something. You know, just sometimes these places are just a little bit much for the younger crowd. You know, and I totally commend those guys on making the call to decide, you know what, you're too young to do this. You know, that is so fucking awesome. That's parenting right there, you know. And it's awesome parenting to have a kid that's like, okay, cool. Whatever. You know? Like if I were to turn to my daughter and say, so Mom and I are going to a show, she'd be like, okay, cool, have fun. You know, she wouldn't be like, oh, I want to go. I would probably be like that. I would probably be like, oh man, I want to go. At like the time I thought she was taking me to see Fall Out Boy, and she was taking one of her friends. And I was like, oh. And then they came to town for another show, and it was like, she said, okay, we're going. I was like, oh, hey. I got to check dogs again. $7 o'clock. Time to rock. Yeah, baby. All right, checking dogs. Doggy doorman. Dogs in there, passed out with my daughter, 2 over there, 2 on this, 1 on this side, and of course the one closest to the door. I open the door and he looks up at me like, hey, get the fuck out of here, we're sleeping. Puts his head back down. That's so cool. Buddies, but the best buddies. Those dogs are the best buddies. And they're just so sweet. I mean, they're so sweet to sleep with, you know. They're little dogs. So you just, you know, they've each got their own little special spot that they like to sleep in, you know. And then Sam, you can literally pull him up next to you and lay him in your arms next to you, all spread out with his face right here on your shoulder. And he'll stay like that for hours. For hours. And it is the most awesome thing to be able to sleep with a dog who is just so comfortable wherever you put him, and he'll just stay there. He's all he, that's his whole job, is just to love and be friendly, Yeah, I'm gonna cry again. Knock it off. What are you, a weeping willow? Yeah, man, I am totally. I am the weeping willow man. I am the weeping willow man. Oh, coffee is winding down, and I really haven't got the heart to drink anymore. There's more in there, but I can't drink anymore. I really can't. I'm gonna have to get through this last hour without more coffee and a whole lot more dubage, so that when I'm done here, I could just crawl right into bed and try to sleep until 3. If I can do that, I'm way ahead of the game. Totally. Get to sleep by 9. Yeah, that'll give me 6 hours. I get up at 3, and then that'll give me an hour before showtime to do some research and just go on and grab a few new songs to throw into the mix. I like to play a lot of the same stuff just because I love these old songs, and I'm starting to get some favorites, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I got to play at least 3 or 4 favorites on each show, or it doesn't feel good, and I've got like 100 favorites. So, but then again, my list of music is probably around, 150. Wow, I'm just so taken back by, everything that's happened in the last 6 months. Well, since December, when back in September, I got a huge kick in the teeth, huge kick in the face from somebody, and it just devastated me. And I had previously been devastated by the same person on a smaller scale, and I bounced back after about a year and recovered and tried to accomplish what we had tried to accomplish before. And my year-long efforts got me a kick in the teeth, and I thought that that was it. I was just going to crawl into bed and just say, fuck it, why bother, Somebody you've known that long can screw you over. What the fuck is the point? And I decided at that point, like within a week of having had that happen to me, I was live on YouTube. Not live on YouTube ranting and raving about how I was wronged or anything, but just on. Just finally getting onto YouTube and finally producing more content, but being live, and that right there back in December just totally changed everything. Not only did it change my YouTube channel, it changed my whole life. It wasn't until the YouTube thing started to happen that I started saying, hey, do you mind if I get a photograph with you? Do you mind if I, get your autograph? And that happened because of YouTube. And it just snowballed and excelled. And now I've got to print out a half a dozen photos to hang up on my wall, right? So my wall is going to change. I'm going to have to devote a whole wall in this place here to just, people that I've had encounters with. Whether it would be, a friend on Facebook, on YouTube here, and on Facebook, or, somebody I've never met before that, is, that I kind of idolize in a way, because I don't get really goofy over celebrities. But I do have fangasm moments where it's like, okay, there they are. Here's my opportunity to make some kind of connection and make this an actual human interaction experience, as well as just, we're here, we're watching, we're listening, we're enjoying, but now I become part of the whole evening, by being able to shake hands with these people and talk to them and express to them my feelings about their talents. That's fun. I'd have never done that 6 or 7 months ago. I just reached the point where it's like, you know what? I've been holding back for so many decades from just cutting loose and being me, and just being the me I wanted to be, instead of the me that I assumed everyone wanted me to be, And I spent most of my life doing that, going along to get along, please everybody else, just don't please yourself. And all it did was get me decades-long depression, And once I, became partially disabled, semi-retired, yeah. It became easier and easier as the steps increased to just be me, and just be me for me, and not be, the me that I had to be, Anybody get that? But I've had so much fun on this, this whole YouTube experience has just been crazy. It's already surpassed my wildest, my wildest anticipations. Anything from here on out, it's like living past the age of 35. Anything after that is like a gift, right? So anything after that, it's just like, wow, I don't think I've done enough to earn 140 subscribers, other than just be weird, I guess. But that's what this is all about. Just cutting loose, I'm not here to offend anyone. Of course, that being said, I'm not going to, I'm not going to apologize if I offend anyone. So I always like to get that out there every couple of episodes, let everybody know that I'm not here to piss anybody off, but I'm not going to fucking hold back, because, you don't want your feelings hurt, right? So, take it on the chin, grow up a little, pull your pants up past your ass, and tighten them, because we have belts. And then, grow up a little and figure that, not everybody's the same, and people are going to have thoughts and ideas that differ from your own. They're not aggressive thoughts. They're not meant to hurt. They're just different, I'm an older guy that came from a different era, and on that note, I'm a totally weird guy from a totally different era. So not only am I from a different time and space, but I'm from a different place. So you gotta take it with a grain of sugar, baby, because it's just gonna get better if you just accept the fact that I can do whatever the hell I want, because I'm not out here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to be me. I can totally tell that my show is different today because of how tired I am, right? I'm kind of here, but I'm kind of in a, you know, quasi-foggy, semi-incoherent, you know, kind of a rambler stage right now. I want to have something important to talk about, but I think I used that all up talking about last night. You know, we had a good time at In-N-Out on the way home. We stop at In-N-Out on the way home from every concert that we go to. It's one of my daughter's rituals. So it got started from the first Harry Styles concert that we saw together, she and I, just her and I, and Deja. That's right. So the three of us went, and on the way home we stopped off at In-N-Out, and it was one of the original In-N-Outs up there in Baldwin Park, Azusa area. And we got these cheeseburgers, and she was like, "This is the best In-N-Out burger I have ever had," right? And this is 2022. I'm gonna say November 15th, 2022, Los Angeles Forum. Harry Styles, Ben Harper opened, had his daughter, Harris Harper, and CJ Harper there. So we're on our way home, and we stop at this In-N-Out. It's one of the older ones. And she's like, okay, this is, you know, the next time we're coming home, and she's like, okay, we gotta find In-N-Out again, and we gotta do this again, and it just became a ritual, you know. So it was like, after that, it was like the 1975 at their very best. On the way home, we stopped and got In-N-Out, and every show since then, we have stopped and gotten In-N-Out. Maybe one show where it was just too out of the way. You know, it was like, we're hungry now. But yeah, it's a great ritual, you know. And we get to go to a nice, clean bathroom where she can deal with her contact lenses, take them out for the ride home, and put her glasses on so that she can close her eyes and go to sleep on the way home. Because I'm a driving machine, baby. I am a computerized driving machine. And that's what I do, is I get behind the wheel, and you know, I set the dials and the gauges and everything, and turn that big steam wheel, and lock everything into position, and toggle switches and stuff. And then, you know, I put it into gear and I drive, baby. And that's my job. One of my main jobs in this family is the family driver. And if you're a close friend or family friend, or friend, you know that I'm the driver. You know, if you've been on one trip with me, you know that that's what I do. That's what I do. I drive. I can drive for long periods of time in just about any kind of weather and traffic conditions. You know, born and raised in Southern California, and have been driving, you know, all over the Pacific West here. You know, and we got it all out here. We got desert, sandstorms, flash floods, snowstorm, sleet, rain, hail, fog. You name it, I've driven in it. And California traffic, LA traffic, which we were just in yesterday. And man, it was awesome. It was great. I love driving out to LA. Everybody's like, oh man, I hate it, fucking freeways and the people in the Chevy. You know what? Don't come to California then. If that's great. Fewer idiots on the road, as far as I'm concerned. I love driving the California freeways.
I've been doing it since the 15 was little specks on the map, right? There was no line. It was just little specks, little broken chunks of freeway along where the 15 is now, right? And I love the 91, the 10, the 15, the 215, the 210, the 110, the 710, the 605, the 5, the 405, the 1, the 101. I love these fucking freeways. From fucking San Diego through fucking Orange County to LA up to fucking Santa fucking Barbara, you know? Along the coast or down through the fucking desert or goddamn through the mountains, you know? I just love fucking driving in California. It's awesome that you can go from the snow and the mountains down through the desert and out to the fucking coast and the beach, you know, passing by a lake. I mean, it's just, it's fucking awesome within a couple of hours, you know? And, you know, fuck the freeways. I'd love the fucking freeways, you know? Get in that traffic and turn on that fucking stereo, fucking... You know, it's a fucking episode of Chips, man. It's fucking awesome. I love being on those freeways. It's fucking cool. It's not always perfect, you know. What the fuck is? You know, you go back to wherever you're from, where the traffic is perfect and people are perfect and taxes are perfect and whatever else is fucking perfect. Probably the smell of your farts too, right? You know, whatever. You know. You like where you're at? Fine, enjoy where you're at. You don't have to fucking diss, you know, other people because you don't like, you know, I don't like their politics. Well, you're too fucking bad, you know. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and, you know, hold the candle to your fucking toes because, you know, you live in a place where I may or may not disagree with the fucking politics or, you know, whatever's going on. You know, big fucking deal. You live where you live. You love it or you leave it. You know, you don't have to bag on somebody else's place just because you had a bad experience there, right? You know, never been to Texas. Never had a bad experience in Texas, but I never been there. Do I want to go to Texas? I don't know. Do I want to go to, you know, where's another place? I have to Ohio. I don't know. Never been to Ohio. I don't know if I want to go to Ohio or not. Do I want to go to Mississippi? Maybe, maybe not. You know, ask me after I've been there. Did I want to go? Or have I been any place that I haven't wanted to go? Not really. You know, it's all experience, man. It's just all fucking experience, man. Caifanes tickets are going on. That's one of my wife's bands, right? Totally. Yeah. Live music, man. I haven't seen so much live music my whole fucking life, really, that I have in the last 2 years. 2.5 years. God, or less. It's a lot of music she's packed into these last couple of years. There's a lot of stuff that she wanted to go see, but she just couldn't get tickets, like Taylor Swift. We would love to have gone to see Taylor Swift, but I mean, not at $1,500 minimum for one ticket, right? That's crazy. That's, you know, I don't know how you could do that to your fans, right? Just gouge them like that, because you know that they'll pay it, right? I mean, we went to see Harry Styles, and the only reason we paid so much the first time is because we went to a third party and we didn't know how to get tickets at that point. By the second time we saw Harry Styles, she was better, and we got more tickets for half the price than we paid the first time around, right?
And then the third time we saw Harry Styles, on his friggin' birthday, and she paid like next to nothing, right? So she's gotten really good about buying tickets and getting good prices at good seats and the whole package, the parking, the early entrance, and if you want to go to a concert with somebody who knows concerts, go with my daughter. She's a ball to go with. She's a blast. She's a blast, and so casual, So if there's like an opportunity for me to get pissed off about something that has happened during the day, it all washes away because she's so casual, right? Guy fucking pukes and she's like, yeah, fuck it, let's just move down, right? I mean, how many other ways could that have gone besides let's just move past it, right? Yeah. Just wow. Wow. Yeah, it just keeps rolling along. I mean, 3 weeks in a row. We got really lucky that we could go and see the Psychedelic Furs for so inexpensive, getting the tickets that day. It's like, honey, find out when Psychedelic Furs are coming to town. They're here right now. They're playing tonight. Really? She says, yeah, the tickets are like cheap. You want to go? I'm like, she says, I just got the tickets. We're going. Oh, okay. And then the next week, boom, Starcrawler, Velveteers, Pappy and Harriet's. Blown away. And then last night, Motion City soundtrack. Well, I can't wait to watch the footage, right? I can't wait. She recorded just about every song. I recorded some alternate footage of the crowd and stuff. But it was just fucking phenomenal. Just awesome. Yeah. Just awesome. I can't wait to go through the photos and the videos of the last 3 weeks and start putting some visuals together, some stuff on the community page here on YouTube. Because if you go to the community page, the tab, you got your home and your videos and your shorts and your live and your playlist, and then community. Go to community. That's where I'm putting photographs of stuff. So go check that out. Totally. Check it out, man, because I'll be posting photographs from last night right there as soon as I get them off my phone. No more coffee. No more for you. It's over. It's quit now. No more. It's a shebang bang. That was really good, though. I guess that peppermint chocolate stuff isn't too bad. I had to add a little more chocolate and some milk to it, but I'm not really into pepperminty stuff. Yeah. But it was okay. It was okay. In lieu of my usual chocolate mocha blend creamer, that'll do. That'll do. But not for long. Wow. Wow. I am looking at my graphics computer over here, and it is kind of a mirror image of what's happening on my main computer here. But I see that I have a lot of material and a lot of stuff to make videos out of. Let's see. It looks like sorry. It looks like
looks like my weekly programming is not shunted over to this graphics computer yet. But that's all right, man. I mean, I don't need to play it. Ain't much going on this week, and it's always on YouTube anyway. So there's that. Let's see, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is Old Time Radio Wednesday. I ain't got a clue. If I have time tonight, I will create a couple of shows to listen to. I'll take existing graphics and video and stuff and attach a new soundtrack to it and change a few little graphics. And that will be the easiest thing to do. Do an escape or a dragnet or something that I've already done before that I probably have audio already saved. So that'll be something easy to put together. Kind of a copy and paste thing in my editing program. So that'll be cool. Pardon me. I get the burps now because of the coffee. Coffee's done. Cereal bars done. That means that I have to start thinking about something to eat so that I can lay down and not wake up in a few hours starving, because that will happen if I don't eat a little something else now. I'll wake up just in a miserable mood from my nap. And since this nap is going to be the main sleep of the day, yeah, I really need to put a little something in. I need to get a little fortified, or a little 5-fied, or 6-fied, something. I think fortified will work. Yeah. Oh man, I'm out of it. I am totally out of it. I can't believe I've been here this long already this morning. It's been a hard road to get here this morning. I didn't have to do a whole lot of hauling ass last night. I felt like I was going fast or slower than I normally do coming home. And not just because we hit a traffic jam where they were squishing us down to one lane. And that was, I think we were down to like 10 miles an hour for a little while, just kind of creeping along. Which it was nice because we were still moving. We got into that traffic jam and everybody had to do a zipper merge over down into one lane, and it actually, I don't think we had to stop. Everybody did really well. I'm surprised. Usually people can't figure out what the fuck a zipper merge is, and then we got just people just running all over the place or slamming on their brakes or trying to jam in where they shouldn't. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe I got to meet those girls last night. That was so cool. They were really bitchin'. Just really bitchin'. And the music. God, I can't wait to listen to their CD. But their music was just freaking righteous. Really cool. Just the old school style guitar leads, you know. I like that. You know, she didn't use a whole lot of heavy effects. And it was just great. God, it was just... maybe it's just me, but sometimes I hear these bands, and it's like they're giving a nod to the past by playing stuff in this fashion, right? And I feel like, wow, that is really cool to pay homage to the past greats by, you know, throwing that lick in there. And is it just me, or do they even realize what they're doing? Do they see the connection? Do they hear it? Or do they feel it like they're expressing something new and they have no clue that they're drawing from the past? They're standing on the shoulders of
giants to reach their heights, you know? Do they get it? Because that was cool. That was really cool. It's a great show from beginning to end. It was a great venue. Thank you, the Novo. Just really, really cool. Really cool. The whole live area there, LA Live, is that what it is? Convention Center area. That whole downtown area there is really, really cool. All of the staff that I encountered, the police, the security, the frickin' guys with brooms, everybody there that I encountered yesterday was like the nicest person in the world, you know? Every single person. I would look at a security officer, and their first reaction was to smile at me, right? And I don't know if it's their training, or, you know, I don't know what it is, but everybody was just freaking right on cool, you know? I mean, and it's weird to see guys with guns walking around that are really, really nice and polite and helpful. Wow. It was awesome. It was fucking great, you know? It's like these experiences, you know, just kind of get better and better, just snowball, just, you know, how much better can it be this time? Well, you know, that much better, you know, it's fucking crazy. Crazy. Wow. My daughter makes it so much fun, you know. She's just so cool and laid back, and you know, like water off a duck's back, like puke off a kid's fucking hoodie. It's just awesome, you know. What a fucking awesome person. Yeah, they broke the mold when they made her. And I am like one of the luckiest people in the world to have had her company for the last almost 20 years, you know. Wow. Yeah, anybody that has her for a friend is really lucky, you know. She's just a really cool person. Just really cool. Yeah. And I guess the next time we're going out is at the end of this month, and I will be taking them to LA, and I will be finding something to do nearby, if not right there in Hollywood somewhere. If I can take my wife, because it's just going to be the two of them, then if I can take my wife, then it looks like me and Mom are going to go have a day out, a night out, you know. And that means that we might do Alvera Street, we might do Hollywood Boulevard, we might take in a show somewhere, we might park and eat takeout, you know, and go for a walk. I might take a guitar and do some photos and videos for footage for other stuff that I want to work on. So, you know, it could be really boring, or it could be really, really fun. It could go either way. I have a few weeks to recuperate before then, so I'm going to be really taking it easy the next couple of weeks, because it really does wear on me.
my health, she ain't so good since I got older and had too many accidents and too much pain and other issues. So I really have to, you know, the most important thing is that she and I and whoever else, we go out and do these things. You know, that's the important thing. Because I wouldn't give up these memories for anything, especially on her part. Making these memories for her is really important to me. So, yeah, if I gotta suck it up and take it on the chin and be a tough guy and go out there and be in severe pain for 12 hours, that's what I gotta do, you know? And I'm okay with that because it means a lot. It does. And I wouldn't change it, you know? I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Don't even ask. No friggin' way. So yeah, in a couple of weeks, gonna go do it again. I'm gonna have to take it easy. So I'll just be doing my regular routine here in the morning and then in the evening, 5 days a week. Live at 5 and 5. That's it. It's me. At some point, I'd like to do a 6 o'clock show somewhere along the line. I'd like to do a 6 o'clock call-in show and have a guest caller or video chat with someone. That, hello, would be friggin' awesome. Hoping my live stream would survive the drain on the internet, right? But, you know, I want to expand. I want to do other stuff, you know. A channel does not survive on one show or one style of content, right? I want to bring more to it. I want to bring more to it, man. I got to do it, bring more to it, so I'm going to do that. I've tried out some things. Live at 5 was okay, but it's too hard to line up, you know, regular guests. I'm going to have to revamp that and do something similar to that, whether it's a recorded show or I pick a day and then just start calling people up. Look, can I get you? What day can I get you here? Can I put you on the calendar? And then if I can start lining up 3 and 4 shows ahead, 3 or 4 shows out, I'm always ready to go, then I think I could pull something like that off, where I have on a guest, do an interview, they play a few songs, you know, and we talk to them about their craft. That's it. If I can get something like that together, you know, that would be awesome. I like the going out to open mic stuff, but I need to get my phone set up with a good mic and a little tripod and do it that way and keep it simple. Or if I'm not going live, I can't get a good signal, at least record and then bring that kind of content. I don't know how yet, in single videos on occasion, in blocks of videos, I don't know. Open mic night montage, a bunch of different acts. Here's this song, here's this song, here's this song. I don't know. I've got a lot of videos stacking up, a lot of content to go through and edit. I imagine that once I have to deal with some upcoming health procedures, I will have time to sit alone, just me and the video, and not going live. I'll be taking time off from the mornings, but I'll still do an evening show if I'm up for it. I just won't be doing any narrating.
I will not have a voice for a while. So I'm going to do that, and then come back in the mornings when I'm ready on a limited speaking basis. But while I'm off from the mornings, I want to try to keep my schedule so that I can use that time to create and keep creating more content and go through a lot of the stuff that I have. I've got so much footage, so many concerts, so much live music, so many video ideas where I just need to edit and then write copy, and then when I get to the point where I can do copy, then do all of my voiceover stuff on a bunch of videos that I've edited, and try to get ahead of the game so that when I come back to mornings and back to regular programming, I'll have a whole lot more stuff to bring, So that'll be fun to see how that happens. I can't wait to deal with things I got to deal with and come back anew. I think it's going to help the whole extrovert thing that I've been doing. I think it's going to help me get out and do more and meet more people and feel more confident and less self-conscious about the things about me that I haven't taken care of throughout my life. If I thought I was going to live this long, I would have taken care of myself better. Well, I would have taken care of lots of things about me better. So there's not much I can do about my health. It is the way it is. Should have taken care of my teeth. So now I can deal with that and move on. But that'll be a change. But I'm ready to just deal with it. I'm just ready to friggin' deal with it. And move the fuck on. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty wiped out. I didn't think I was going to last this long. I thought, well, maybe I'll have technical difficulties and I wanted to be able to go on and I could just go back to I didn't hit snooze. I hit snooze, but then I got up after 2 minutes. I just said, fuck it, I can't lay here. I got to get up and deal with shit or I'm never going to get up. So I got up and I got all this ready and got on. Started the show early and went and made coffee, went to the bathroom, got dressed, got all ready to, and then I didn't think I was going to make it this long. I thought, all right, I'll get on and I'll talk for an hour and then I'll say, all right, well, I'm going to call it an early showing. No, here I am. Still blah, blah, blahing away. Not really coherent this morning, I don't think. I don't feel like my normal self. But I haven't really been trying to wake up. I've been more like trying to stay in sleep mode, and then closer to the end of the show, I think I've been getting closer and closer to going back to sleep. The wife should be waking up any time now, and then I think we're going to probably eat a little, hang out together, maybe watch a little TV, and then I'll be out. I'll be gone. And I could swear last night that after we got moved down into VIP, I could swear that we were sitting right next to the wife of one of the Motion City soundtrack and his son. There was a mother and a son there, and I don't know. I just had this feeling like they were somehow important to the act on stage, right? Sure, she could have just been a fan who loved the band and got VIP tickets and brought her son because she couldn't get a babysitter, right? I don't know. I just had this feeling like there was a connection. So anyway, there's that. What a great venue, the Novo. It's a great place. I'm gonna have to write it up, on Facebook and give it a little zip in the community page here on YouTube, because it's a really cool place. As was the observatory, and I'll have to get my daughter's thoughts on a couple of these other small venues that she's gone to. And what I'll do is I'll just get some quotes from her, because she's not going to get on live or on video or on her voice. She might, as she's walking through the room, she might say something to me. But while I'm recording or live, but she's not going to come in here and sit down and actually talk to me about stuff. At least not at this point. But if I can get some quotes from her to read about different venues and events, I think that'd be really cool. What quote, like, yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was neat. It's cool. Didn't suck completely. My legs hurt. I don't know. I mean, what would I say about some of these places? The observatory, intimate, a little spooky when it's dark. I think no less than a half a dozen people almost killed themselves on these poorly lit stairs, right? You could not tell that the stairs were stairs by the way they had the lights on the top of the stairs. So the lights needed to be down below, so they caused a shadow and a light reaction. And it was on top, so it looked like the floor was a ramp, right? And it did not work, and constantly people were falling. One older guy almost literally killed himself. I think he might have broken his wrist. He went down so hard tripping over this thing. I finally had to tell the security guy that was there, look, stand with one leg up here and one leg down there, and then point your flashlight down at the step, or people are not going to fucking figure this out. And he took my advice and he did that. And anytime he wasn't doing that, somebody tripped and fell. And that was the only bummer about the observatory out there in Santa Ana, was that poorly lit step, that one fucking step that just about killed people. I mean, why would you have a liability like that in such a bitchin' venue, right? Ambulance fucking showing up and hauling patrons away. Come on. So go there for a show. Just be careful when the lights are off. Like most of those places. Last night at the Novo, walking around up in the balcony, it was really dark. But the staff had flashlights, and they were paying attention to where you were going and made sure your feet were fucking lit up. That was cool. There were so many people on staff there for that. They had people working the elevators, right? Elevator attendants, all right? Every time you turned around, there was somebody wiping something down, right? There were waitresses everywhere. There was helpful staff just helping ushers, right? Tons of ushers. It was so fucking cool, It was really high class, and they were really, really, really spot on polite, I'm always talking about courtesy, and they were fucking awesome people. Every single person, and the entertainers, and the police outside, and the security in the mall, and everything. The whole freaking in and out last night, over at the Fixins to get chicken to eat in line. I mean, everything was just perfect. I went over to Fixins, this soul kitchen place that was kind of kind of a fast food play on soul food. But I walked to the door, and before I could even open the door, there was this guy coming out. And I didn't realize he wasn't coming out. He was opening the door for people coming out and for me coming in. Asked me what I wanted. I wanted takeout. He directed me over here to take out. Went and got somebody and brought them out to me. I mean, it was just, and then checked on me repeatedly. And then Danielle, the lady who served me at Fixin's, was just the sweetest lady in the world. Yeah, I mean, everything, the whole step, the parking. It's just great, man. It was great. Now I'm really hungry. Which is great because it's about time to call this show quits. So, which means I'm going to have to find something to eat now. Probably a bagel. The missus will be up soon. So I'll get a bagel or something, split a bagel with her. I don't know, something. All right, people, I got to go because this day is just going to get longer and longer. So thank you so much for coming by, you bunch of weirdos. And I will see you tonight. I'll be back live at 5 p.m. for nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. And we'll play some more music, some more weird, old, kooky, crazy jazz and blues and country and old-time radio and commercials. I got some great new commercials that you're going to love. So yeah, we'll do that. So I will see you in just a few hours. Wish me luck that I get some sleep. And thank you for coming by and hanging out. And thank you, 140 subscribers. Wow. What a milestone. Wow. Yeah. So let me get into some end credits here, and I will get back at you on the flip-flop, baby. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Let me cue this up because I gotta cue it up here. All right. And not like that. Like that. And if you don't see me tonight, you'll see me tonight. Oh. That's how I start that. Isn't that cool? Like that. And then I can do that. And then it'll go whoosh. And then we can all watch this together. Thanks, guys. Stay weird. Love y'all.